Welcome this afternoon. Probably not the best of days for football out here this afternoon. A little bit cold, but it won't worry us blokes here in the box because we're quiet and comfortable. But we're looking forward to hopefully a good game of football. But we'll wait to see what turns out here this afternoon. Thompson, with a number of injuries, East Geelong are still trying to push to get that number one mantle, and they can do so by, I think, winning this afternoon, depending on other results around the league. So, welcome me. Oh, actually, I'll just welcome the rest of the brigade here. We've got one missing today. Unfortunately, Grubby has fallen ill again, and he is sitting at home in the warmth, and hopefully he'll be listening in, and expect a few texts coming through for comments we make during the course of the day, but that's nothing unusual for Grubby. But we welcome Alex, who's taken over his seat today. Welcome back, Alex.
Yeah, g'day folks and g'day viewers. No, I'm not going to do the Grubby thing. I did that last year. I don't think he appreciated it, but off the bench, and yeah, happy to join you guys for round 17.
And Arch, back at your home territory, Thompson. Looking forward to a game of football. We won't say it'll be a good game of football, but hopefully it can be for us in the box here this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly right, Smithy. Thank you. Welcome, listeners and viewers. Yeah, it's a massive game in more ways than one. I mean, we've got ladder ramifications. We've got it's a milestone game. I'm sure we'll touch on that later. Yeah, and it's also a Thompson Past Players Day. So there's going to be a big crowd here. And it's not a great day for football, but at least it's not raining yet. So hopefully the rain stays away and we get a good contest in.
So just on Past Players Day, the reoccurring theme this home and away season, I've put it on you three as a producer to give us your team of the millenniums. And when I say millennium, not the last 1,000 years, but this current millennium. So from the year 2000 to 25. Now, I'll put the review in. Dale's done fantastic. Archie's done fantastic. But, I mean, Richard Grubby-Cations, what are you doing? He left Will Forward out of the forward line at Winchelsea. He didn't put Joel Page in the Bell Post team, a multiple senior premiership captain. So we're going to resurrect it today. We've got a past club president. He reckons he's the greatest player that's ever played for Thompson, and he was the mayor without the head. Johnny Mitchell Sr., welcome back to the broadcast, man, and you're going to rectify all these previous teams.
We certainly will.
Best Thompson team.
There's no doubt about it, and two of those statements were right. I was a past president and I was the mayor without the hair. So I'll take 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Alex. And anyone who... You've had a big day because you've been on the premier radio show in the morning, a hashtag
correct.
Giddy Up, a show about local footy and other stuff. So it's all good. Great to see you again. Great to see you, boys.
Absolutely.
And you, Johnny, good to have you in the box.
No
and,
problems.
Well, you've got a team here which you're going to run through,
God.
and like most, it gives everybody headaches, nightmares, and there's as guaranteed by the end of the day, someone else will throw up another name that you probably haven't even thought of.
There's no doubt. If we haven't thought of it, I'm giving it up because I've thought of every name. I've got a list of 21 that missed out. So, for one reason or another.
Now, before you read it out, how early did you get up this morning to start
5 a.m.
moving magnets around?
5 a.m. and I've made a late change. Made a late change. I've been doing this for about 8 weeks, and I've asked just about everyone. Tried to do it secretly, but it's tough. When you think about it, a lot of good players go through all clubs, and I've picked a team. I haven't just picked the 24 most talented players because that's not how it works. So I've picked a team. So we'll see how we go.
All right.
And there's a couple of there'll be a couple here that people won't have remembered, but when you go through the statistics and things like that, you just realise that brings back how good they really were.
Well, Dale and Archie have the red marker out ready to go if you're listening just on radio. So, John, take it away. Let's go through the side.
In the back pocket, I come up with Ryan Lennon. Ryan Lennon was a premiership player here at Thompson. A very talented half-back, a back pocket. He played tall and small, and the back pocket was one of the difficult ones. You wouldn't reckon it was. Sean O'Neill was the back pocket in the team of the decade, and from 2010 to 2019, he was the best and fairest winner. But I just felt Ryan added a little bit more flexibility than what Sean did, so I've gone with Ryan Lennon at full in the back pocket.
Not bad. Dale, you remember him?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
No, good player, Ryan. Really good player.
Name I'm looking over John's shoulder here as he's reading these out. There's a couple of names there I'm not familiar with.
Good player. He used to play with boots probably 3 sizes too big for him, but he was a very good player. Very good player.
Now, full back.
Andrew Aitchison. Wow. Now, there will be some that say, what about Truck Maguire, who was another outstanding player, or he's another outstanding player still playing. But anyone who saw Andrew Aitchison play could not, and if they challenge that decision, I would just suggest that they don't know anything about football, because he was by far and above the most talented and best fullback in this competition from the day he got here till the day he left.
Well,
Okay.
very good so far. How do we finish the full-back line?
Well, this is another bloke that we were fortunate enough to have come to our club, Stephen Saligan. And you only had to look at his final series last year. He was just an absolute jet. He could play in any one of those, any spot in the back line and do it justice. One thing Stephen done when he came here was he bought into what we were doing, and he's still around now, even though he's got a knee reconstruction this year. But Stephen Saligan, I would have loved to have seen him when he was a young man, because the reality around it all is he must have been an absolute jet.
Just on that, Mitch, I've actually spoken to a few people about Sal, and they reckon when he came up through South Barwon under 18s, he was always playing the seconds team.
Yeah.
He was never quite as good as a kid. You know, he hit his best football at Birregurra, they reckon, when he was 25, 26, and then here they reckon he even could have been his best football. So he's one of those players who actually, the longer he played, the more experienced, more mature he was, the better he played.
And it's about where you get comfortable. You know, like
exactly right.
like
the environment
South
as well.
Barwon's environment was pretty competitive, I'd imagine. And you know, you've got the likes of Wiseman and players like that played there. But I can't believe he couldn't get a game in their sides. But after watching him here, so that explains things. But if you're comfortable in your environment and you buy in and people treat you well, and that's what they did here, and we love him. Like I meant to say, one thing that I can say about Stephen and his family is that they've bought into this and bought into it big time. They're not people that just come and go. They're here all the time, and you know, I reckon he's an absolute delight of a man, and he's just a great ambassador for our league.
So a strong full back line. Let's get through the half-backs.
Brett Dowie, best and fairest winner. Played a couple of premierships. Was an absolute superstar. Brett ended up going down to Drysdale, playing in a premiership down there. But no, you would not get a better halfback flanker than Brett Dowie.
Yep.
Best and fairest winner.
Now I'm excited about your centre halfback.
Wisey, Adam Wiseman, but you would say he probably played his best football at South Barwon, but his football here was outstanding. He controlled the back line. He certainly educated everyone, and I think one of the beneficiaries of Wisey being here was Sammy Jacker. And he was another one that bought in well. Premiership player, probably cost us a premiership when he injured himself falling off a roof and degloved his hand prior to the grand final.
There's a bit of that
we lost,
Thompson. Lynchy last year and Wiseman before that. My little Adam Wiseman, we all remember him at Ammo's, South Barwon Heads before. He actually played Werribee VFL under Alistair Clarkson. So he learned a fair bit at a very long time, and the rest of the final spot in the back six.
Sabali Armstrong, and you'd know Sabali. Like Sabali kicked 11 goals off the half-forward line in the final. But he played a lot of his footy off the half-back line, penetrating kick. Good runner. He's out there at Winchelsea doing some work with them now. But Spuddy could have been picked half-back, wing, or half-forward, in all honesty. He was just an absolute jet and a real Thompson person. Ripping bloke, and I remember holding the bag while I was doing some bumping drills before a game one day, and he hit me that hard, it broke me rib. No, he was an absolute jet, and you guys had seen enough GDFL footy to know that he was one of the premier players in the GDFL.
Top bloke. Now the centre line.
Yeah, Martin Curtis. Now this will probably create some discussion. But Martin Curtis come over here from Lara, won a best and fairest, was more a midfielder than anyone else. But when Martin come over here, he probably changed the way we trained a little bit. He was just an absolute running machine. He played footy last year down around Portland somewhere, still playing footy, but he was an absolute jet, Martin, and he gives us good. He's a premiership player and best and fairest winner, so I've got no problems having Martin on the wing.
The centreman.
Oh, tough, this one. This was one that certainly made me wake up this morning and change the magnets.
Yeah.
I spoke to you about it
I might
earlier.
have given you a tap on the
Oh,
shoulder
well.
at 9:02 a.m. saying, "Hang on, we might."
But like the bottom line was, Reece Holwell is probably one of my favourite players. I believe, in all honesty, Reece and what's his name? God, I think you forget his name. The co-coach.
Brent Taylor.
Brent
Squizzy.
Taylor. Squizzy.
Yeah.
Reece and Squizzy saved our club. When they come here. As co-coaches, and unfortunately for Squizzy, his injuries didn't allow him to play much. But when they come here, we're in all sorts of strife. They work their magic, and 4 years down the track, they won a premiership. He won a best and fairest in 2015. Whitney Medal winner. I think you said this morning he's the second oldest Whitney Medal winner.
Yep, that was 2019. But that
yeah.
premiership 2018, Dale, I'll go back. I was with you, Jason and Grubby, in the box, and at quarter time, or maybe half time, because we knew the Hawks had only lost one game all year. Thompson are up by 40 points. The four of us simultaneously put our headsets off and looked at each other and we were like, what's happening right now? What is happening? And Reece was best on ground by a country mile.
Well, I can tell you a story about that. I gave votes that day. And we were over here best and fairest day. Reece got 3 votes off one card, 3 votes off the second card, and they're all patting the table because when you get a complete game, I give him 2. And I give him 2 because I reckon Baden was best on the ground by an absolute country mile. So you blokes don't know what you're talking about because Reece did get it 100 times, but guess who was giving it to him? The bloke in the ruck, the piano player. He was sensational. The piano player. The piano player. That's why he retired. He played the piano.
I think I stole his jumper that night. Anyway, and the final win, because we are
final win,
running on
John
top.
O'Casey. John O'Casey played here for 3 years, won the best and fairest in 2019 and 2021. A great addition, come from Queenscliff via St Joey's, and he was a terrific player here, so I've got no problems with putting John O'Casey on the wing. Can't play 3 years and win 2 best and fairest and not be in a side like this.
Now, I want to look at this forward line because there's been some champion forwards for this footy club.
There has.
But only 6 make the starting lineup.
That's right. No, you look at one of the half forward. I picked a bloke that probably none of you know, Adam Leslie. Adam Leslie was a very smooth moving half forward, beautiful kick, good above his head, just an elite player. But when you look at people like Ryan Matheson, who kicked a lot of goals here, won a best and fairest. You look at Ross Panther, who played all his games at full forward and probably kicked more goals here than anyone else. You look at Jackson McLeod, who kicked 800 odd goals here, but he played mostly at full forward. At his best year was at centre half back. So it's pretty hard. So I settle on Adam Leslie, and there would be a lot that wouldn't remember him, and a lot that probably think that I've lost my mind. But I just reckon he was a good player. Ended up going out to Mottawari and playing with his brother, but very, very good player.
Did he start here, Johnny?
I didn't start here. I can't even remember where he come from. Come from up the bush somewhere. I think he's back up the bush now farming. So, but he come here and had a couple of years here, and we've got to let everyone know you've got to have played 2 years at any club before you can be considered for this side. But no, he never put a foot wrong, and you could know Adam. Every time he played, if he didn't kick goals, he'd be giving it someone to kick goals because he was an elite kick and very, very strong overhead.
Oh, good. Continue.
Nick Maheris. Well, we all know Nick. And there's people that throw other names up, but I don't think there's been anyone at Thompson over an extended period of time that's had a better career than Nick Maheris. He wasn't the greatest kick of all times, but he was the most fearless man I've ever seen in the air, and I emphasise in the air. Probably his technique on the ground probably wasn't as good as it was in the air, but he was certainly. Was a centre-half forward for Thompson for many, many years, and I know there's some people out there that say, what about Wallace? Well, what about Wallace? Wallace played his best footy at South Bowen and was a Matheson medal winner. But at Thompson, Nick Maheris was by far the best centre-half forward that we've had here.
Now, your next one, was he a forward or a midfielder?
Yeah, midfield's
Well,
pretty,
hang on
pretty
a
tough to
sec,
get
let's
in.
go on.
This is not the All-Australian
Yeah,
team. Just
yeah.
throw 'em wherever,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Hey, Archie, this is better than the
Yeah,
old
it is.
Australian
Christian
team.
Highland, 6-time best and fairest winner at Thompson. It was hard to win a best and fairest when Christian come, and he come here from Queenscliff via St Joey's. He won a best, and we're talking about the 20,000. So he won a best and fairest in 2000, 203, and 205, and he won 3 best and fairest the millennium prior to that.
Yeah.
So,
So he
Christian,
makes 2 sides.
Yeah, so Christian coached the side for 3 years, but he is the bravest player I've ever seen at Thompson. Wow. And that's and we know how many brave players we've got, but he is the bravest player I've seen at Thompson in my time, Christian Highland.
Full forward line.
Well, Billy Smets in the forward pocket. How could you go past Billy? 2024 best and fairest player, former Carlton champion. But you only had to look at his grand final last year to see how good Billy Smets was. And there's someone who's missed out on this side who had a massive grand final last year, who could have been considered for the centre half forward spot, but Nick Maheras held that. Who do you reckon that would be?
1D troop.
The 1D troop, and he was under strong consideration. But Billy Smets in the forward pocket. Full forward, Luke Forbes. How could you go past Luke? If you want to know how good Luke is, just ring him up. He'll tell you. He certainly loves the discussion. But he won a Whitney medal. He led the goal kicking. He's been a great Thompson man. And in the other forward pocket...
Hang on, before you go there, it is the worst set-up shot for a goal in your life because he went two steps forward and 16 steps sideways.
Yeah, I can remember, and this is no reflection on him, he come back from a knee reconstruction. I think it was the year that the bloke from Lara coached us in a grand final. He kicked 1-5. Shane Stone, he kicked 1-5, which probably cost us a game, and then the heavens opened up. But it wasn't his fault. He was only a kid then. So in the other forward pocket, and... if you were looking for your best crumbing forward, Brent Hood would probably be by far Thompson's best crumbing forward ever. But we weren't looking for our best crumbing forward, and you could have put Charlie Donahue in there, who won a best and fairest. You would have looked at, Daniel Freeman, who was another one. Dan O'Connor could have probably stayed in the forward pocket as a best and fairest winner. Ross Panther could fill in there, but for longevity, and people forget. The longer you're in a club, usually at the early part of your career, you're not quite as good as you are in the next 4 or 5 years, and then the later part of your career, you probably drop off a little bit. And I've seen this kid since he was a little kid crawling around and sitting on top of the bloody toilets here. Jackson McLeod, 300 games today, and to Jacko, congratulations. And This forward pocket spot's not a sympathy vote, but I couldn't get you at full forward with Luke Forbes. So I've thought, okay, let the other side match up on Jackson in the forward pocket, and we can run around that way. But thoroughly deserves his position, an ornament to the Thompson Football Club. And that interview you did with him the other night shows what Jacko's about. It's about team first and the Thompson Football Club.
Oh, thank you, and congratulations to the 3 forwards that made that forward line.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
pretty tough.
No worries. Let's go to the followers, and then we'll skip through. We'll rush through the interchange.
We won't be rushing through the interchanges. You'll have to just take your time. We've got Russell Grigg, who's the best and fairest winner, and a great ruckman, Russell. Premiership winner. And then we've got Brent McLeod, who was probably better than anyone in this side. On his best day, was probably it would be close to the best player the GDFL has ever seen. Best and fairest winner, Whitney medal winner. People forget he played in the middle of the ground, kicked 92 goals from the centre, and won the Whitney medal and the best and fairest. And who can go past Timmy Gardner as the rover, the on-baller? Timmy Gardner is an ornament to the Thompson Football Club. He's an ornament to himself and his family. He won 5 best and fairest, 2 of them in this millennium, and just an absolute great bloke, Timmy, and the Thompson Football Club are proud to have him as part of this team.
Well, I've got to quote Dale, I've got nothing to add to those 3 names. Legends of our competition. I reckon we've now got about 39 names on the bench. That's how tough the next.
Well, as I say, but I've picked the bench. And there is a number of players that, there's 3 best and fairest winners that didn't make the bench. There's a 2-time best and fairest winner that did make the bench. There's another best and fairest winner that did make the bench that could be in the side. But from the bench, Daniel Gage, I don't know whether you remember Daniel.
Yep.
Daniel was one of the premier ruckmen in the competition, but would be just as comfortable on the wing or anywhere else. Great player, Daniel Gage. Jard Anderson, a few years back when Jard got knocked out in the first 30 seconds with a fair bump, that was the end of our premiership aspirations, but he won our best and fairest that year by about 50 votes. He was just a great player, Jard Anderson. So I've got him there. Jade Gerkovich, premiership player, 2-time best and fairest winner, ex-Bell Park. Everyone knows how good a player Jade was. And I've put Sammy Jacker in as the last spot on the bench. Sammy Jack has been a long-time Thompson player, Thompson Junior. He hasn't won a best and fairest or anything like that, but he's a premiership captain. He coached us. His longevity has been outstanding, and he was captain of the interleague side, as Jackson McLeod was. And there's no doubt that his latter years haven't been as good as that 4 or 5 year patch that he had. But you've got to look at the whole body of work, and there was 4 or 5 years here that Sammy Jack was one of the best players in the competition. So that's where it ends. And there's a number of, as you can see, I've got a number of honourable mentions.
You could pick another club, another team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You could pick another team, and it'd be a good team too. But this is just my thoughts and talking to a number of different people along the way, our thoughts about how we went about it today. So I hope everyone's happy with it. There'll be no doubt there'll be plenty of feedback given. But the reality of it is, as John said to me, what in the hell did you do that for? I said, well, mate, when you ask to do things, you got to do it. But anyway, I think I'm pretty happy with it, and at least now I'll get a good night's sleep tonight, so I don't have to worry about it.
You'd probably like a few of them this afternoon.
Well, mate,
a few more of them. Let's put that way.
Well, I'd like that team out there.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt about that. And the club has had a bad run with injury, and there's nothing short than that. I honestly reckon the performance of this team and the coaching performance of the coaches is better than last year, because this has been going to happen for about 8 weeks, and they've beaten Belmont by 50 points. They beat North Geelong, with a very, very limited team. And you'll see today, and don't worry, they'll have a crack. They'll have a crack. There's no doubt they'll get beat. But you can't have 14 or 15 if your grand final side from the year before out injured.
Yep.
And all your keys. It just doesn't happen.
So I'm going to ask each of you a very quick question each. They're all separate questions, then we'll go to a break. For the younger generation, Arch, which current player was most stiff to miss out on this side? Go.
Darcy True.
There you go. Dale, of all the names that were just said then, if you were to name the captain, who would you pick and why?
Who would I pick? Reece Howell.
Yep.
For me.
Very good.
Just from what I've seen, as I said, you probably go back even to Christian Highland, guys like that as well from a while back. But in recent times, just his ability to coach and be out on the ground and guide and lead, and when you wanted someone to stand up and play. And look, as I said, most of those boats were in that same boat, but I would have had Reece Howell as mine.
Yeah,
I would have thought.
And Mitch, before I ask you probably the toughest question in this whole segment, I want to commend you for what you've done. I'm impartial to the 12 clubs, but I will say, from everyone we've read so far, I don't think you could split Thompson and Bellpost Hills, and that's how these two have been the most successful clubs in this period. But when it comes to naming the coach, we've got Tommy Harriott back-to-back.
Championship coach.
Championship coach in 06. We've got, as you just quoted before, the two men that saved this football club a decade ago. And you've got the man that pulled off the miracle final series last year because he's the best local coach in our region. Who would you have as the coach of this millennium?
Look, I love Reece Howell, and Tommy Harriott, you can't go past him. 2 years as coach, premiership and championship. But I don't believe anyone has coached the side better in a final series than Paul Lynch last year.
Wow.
I just think that, and we've won premierships with those other coaches and championships, but he took a side that struggled to make the 5 and completely out-coached the competition.
Yep.
Completely outcoached the competition. So to me, that is the reason why I would have Paul Lynch as coach, and that's no disrespect to any of the others, but I just think that I just think he's an outstanding coach, and he recommitted the other night with along with Nida. And talk about Nida, if he had played for 2 years, he would have been certainly in this side. But I think he is the most important recruit that Thompson has had for many, many years.
Fantastic.
And as far as captains go, it's probably hard. But I'm having co-captains, Timmy Gardner and Christian Ireland.
Very good.
Okay.
Well, what a segment. We're going to put this on YouTube later in the year with all the other 11 clubs, and we're going to look back on this the next 25 years, and you never know. The year 2050, we might be using this as a reference point, but thanks for your time, Mitch. It'll be Archie will be running the whole league by then. We'll go to a quick break here on 94.7 The Pulse, preview the other 5 games. But Mitch, thanks again for your time and enjoy
pleasure.
today.
No, I will. I will enjoy it. No, it's been
Thanks,
great.
Mitch. Appreciate
Thanks,
it, mate.
guys.
Well done, Mitch.
Bye. No worries.
Afternoon. Inverleigh currently 5th on the ladder. Take on Belpost Hill at 4th. And obviously, the results from this point going forward for both these sides is very important. Maybe a little bit of leeway for the Belpost Hill side, but Inverleigh could still, Alex, lose both games and still make the 5, depending on how other results go. So it's a very interesting round. The game out there this afternoon, how do you see that going?
Well, I said on radio the Hawks would win it because they've got more to play for. Belpost still have that little bit of breathing space. But technically, there are 5 teams that can mathematically finish in 5th spot.
Yep.
So do I change it? You know, I looked at the form last time they played. Belpost Hill 78, defeated the Hawks 48. Dylan Whitney 42 touches, Baseley and Yates with 35. With those numbers, I'm sorry, Hawks fans. I think Belpost Hill can replicate it. So sorry, Maury, but now I've changed to the Panthers.
There you go. So I think Bo Collins comes back into the Inverleigh side this afternoon, playing against Belpost Hill. Arch, what do you think is going to happen out there this afternoon?
Yeah, huge in for them, obviously. But no, I think what we saw of Inverleigh last week, I thought it was probably a three-quarter performance from them, but I thought they played very well. The transition, the ball movement, I thought that they played the Belmont ground pretty well, and I actually think on a bigger ground it will suit them more. So I think coming up against today, Belpost Hill should get the job done, but because they both have a lot to play for, it actually suits Thompson as well, because they need, obviously with this game being a big result, but they both need a win as well. So look, I'm going to go for Belpost Hill, but contingent that I think Inverleigh could get across the line.
Yes, it could be an interesting game out there this afternoon. As I said, Inverleigh pretty good up until probably halfway through the third quarter, I suppose. And then I think just the younger brigade, the older brigade at Belmont Lions took over and just got away from a little bit. But they'll need to be at their very best out there this afternoon. They want to win this game to give themselves some sort of hope of playing finals football. So they will be thereabouts for most of the day. Another important game is Werribee Central's taking on Geelong West, or Geelong West at home to Werribee Centrals. Werribee Centrals have to win both, and then they're on the opposite end. They need a lot of things going right for them in the next 2 weeks. But they have been playing some very, very good football of recent times. And we know that last week, I think the Giants recorded a victory. Or no, they didn't got beat by North Geelong in the end, didn't they? So
they were competitive, though. It was
so
only 19 points or
they're
so.
They're going to make it very hard for Werribee, and especially with the way the weather is this afternoon.
Yeah, and what doesn't help Werribee is Gilbert's on holidays. Harley Kilby concussion as well. Look, is he their top 10 player? Probably not, but he still does enough to make that starting 18. So he's a big loss for them. Reece Prismore, he's just going to change everything. What he's going to do, right? Paddy Daly, who I'll keep saying, it's not just because I'm sitting in Grubby's chair. He's the best ruck in the comp. He's not going to play as much in the ruck today. They've actually got Damien Williams up from the Rezzies to do most of the ruck work. They're going to play Paddy Daly somewhere else. I don't know where it is, though. But they want to win comfortably. And as you said, they'll need a fair things to happen their way between North Geelong defeating Anarchy and Belpost Hill defeating Inverleigh. So I'll go for Werribee Centrals. But again, don't ever write off Geelong West back 6 either.
Yeah, I think just being at home today will give them a bit more heart. And as I said, they'll want to finish the season off pretty well. They're an opportunity to do that. But Arch, with Daly not playing ruck, obviously they'd probably lob him in a goal square, wouldn't they, for a bit of height and a bit of... They're not going to play him at full back or centre half back because I don't think he would play that position well. He'd have to be a forward for me.
Yeah, you'd think that'd be the sensible decision, Smithy. I think it's a really good matchup, and I think also, I think about Werribee. I think about that game we watched a couple of weeks ago, their past players' day out there against East Geelong. If you'd went and gone and watched that game, you would think that, and hadn't watched any other games for the rest of the year, you would think that they are one of the top teams in the competition. And then East Geelong is down the bottom. Obviously, the ladder said it differently. But no, they've got a string of form together now, and I think that Werribee should be able to get the job done against West today, who have struggled pretty much all year.
The game that doesn't have much bearing this afternoon is Winchelsea at home to Bannockburn. Winchelsea, again, obviously beat Thompson last week, and we know that Thompson are struggling with numbers. But still, from where they've been, they've had players out themselves. Caleb Brown didn't play.
Lockie Gemmell.
Gemmell didn't play last week, so they had lost a couple as well. But so that was a good win for them out there. Can they beat Bannockburn at home today? I probably think they probably give them a run because Bannockburn have also been depleted by some injuries as well.
Absolutely. I think Banno get Reece Ginn back, which will be handy for them. Winchelsea aren't a tall side, but with the Blues' momentum, if they win today, that's 4 out of the last 5 games they've won, and they had that 8-game losing streak in the middle, so that's a great sign for Beamer as coach who's going on next year. Player to watch for each side, I'll go Davies Bister. He's been absolutely killing it for the Blues. And I keep saying Connor Jervis is the Whitley medal hopeful for Bannockburn because I can't see any Tigers players pinching votes off him. As for my tip, I'll go for the Blues.
What do you think, Arch?
So Reece Ginn is back in, which is massive. He'd be the one that I'd say a player to watch for Bannockburn. If he's up and firing, he's one of the better players in the competition. And I think for Winchelsea as well, I'd say Cassidy Parish. He's kind of the barometer for them, I feel like. He's similar to Brown in that he plays... when he's playing well, the team's playing well. But I always feel like he's their driving force. And he's the one who usually, when something good happens, usually comes from him. So, I'm going to go for Winchelsea out there. And I saw your interview during the week, Alex, and the Winchelsea coach said that get excited. We're going in the right direction, which is so good to hear. Obviously, as they've had some, tough times, Winchelsea, not playing finals too much. And, you're going in the right direction is the most important thing as a local football club.
That's going to work out well for you. You know why? If they're up the ladder, that means you visit them more next year, which means you get more of their halftime spread. So everyone's a winner there.
Yeah, exactly right.
Corio at home this afternoon take on the Belmont Lions. Corio, as I said, have been staying competitive for games again, which they've been able to do in a number of seasons, but just can't maintain that level for 4 quarters. They've had some good wins during the course of the year. A pretty tough assignment out there this afternoon against the Belmont Lions.
Yeah, but again, we got to watch that margin because we've got 3 sides on top of the ladder on equal points in East Geelong, Belmont and North Geelong. So that margin will actually have bearing on who plays on what week at St Albans. It'll be Belmont Lions comfortably, but the shining light for Corio after the Ronnie Pilgrim interview is that his smoky for the Whitley medal is the one and only Russell Cowan at 36 years of age. So I'm not sure if Ronnie was on the money there or not. We'll find out in a few weeks. But if he does win, gentlemen, Russell or Dylan Whitney win this year, they'll surpass Sid Jones as the oldest Whitley medalist in history.
Well, I can tell you that if he does win it, it'll be on his first half effort because up to half time in most games, he is clearly one of their better players. After half time, I'm not too sure what happens. Obviously, the age factor might kick in and we get a little bit cold, a bit wearier. But he has been, in most of the games that we've seen them play, he has been one of their better players at half time and not sometimes by a little way, by a long way. So he knows where to find the football, but he'll need to find a lot more of it this afternoon.
So you're saying it's not impossible?
I'm just saying it's no. I'm saying it
depends how the umpires.
Depends how the department. If they look at the game on a whole and then they sit back and look and they see Corio being beaten by 15 goals or 20 goals, it's pretty hard to be him being the best on ground. Now at half time he probably is, but at the end of the game I reckon there'd be others that would probably have overtaken him. But anyway, as I said. You're at the forefront in their mind, you just never know what can happen. So that's not out of the waters. Belmont Lions, mate, they have got injuries. They've had more concerns, and obviously they need to start getting them back if they're coming to finals football. Did they get any back today? Do we know if any of their players have come back into their side this week?
So did Hootsma play last week?
He didn't, but I think he's back in.
He's probably the big difference in the lineup.
Well, that was one of the most dominant games I've ever seen from a player, not just ruckman, by Poodle Wilson last week in a losing side. The way that he manipulated the ruck, they got to 3/4 time and they stopped even having someone jump the ball. They were just feeding off him every single time because they knew he was going to win it no matter what. I'll tell you what, I felt for was it Dell?
Jabba ended up rucking.
Who's the one who started the ruck? Was it Dell?
Yeah, Dell.
He
was
felt
a light
for him
bloke.
because and he's a reserves player usually as well, and he'd come in and he's versus one of the best ruckmen in the comp. But I think Belmont obviously get the job done easily, and they can't even this stage in the year, they can't afford to rest players, and that's why this competition's so exciting, and we're grateful for the ladder position the way it is because teams need a play to win. You're not going to see teams, rolling in, half their reserve side because they need a win, right? And that's why we're in a great position, and the competition's in a great position to getting to the end, pointy end of the season.
A lot of those top sides have all had injuries or all got injuries at the present time. Now, I know we're going to finals football, and we've seen it out there before. When you bring blokes in that aren't quite ready, it can come unstuck. So while Belmont have got a lot of injuries, and I know that North Geelong have got a few as well, East Geelong probably are the team that's most sound at the present time in relation to injuries and what they've got available to themselves. I just don't know whether you can muck around with it too much. As I said, they get Benny Crombie back today, which is a real bonus to get him a couple of games under his belt. But it makes things very interesting. But then you sit back now and you look at the final game that we've got here this afternoon or in this round of football. Anarchy at home taking on North Geelong. Now, I know we've mentioned it before, Anarchy are going to rue some of their losses during the course of the season, but are still a major factor in what can happen in the next couple of weeks. Now, obviously at North Geelong, they have beaten them out there before, so that's not going to cause them any concerns. But can they get the job done? That's what we need to know. Is it going to be their best that's going to turn up, or is it going to be just off the mark where they find things very difficult?
I think Jake Mawson, he's got something up his sleeve. None of us saw him playing Bosley in the midfield round 14 last year. And as you guys saw that afternoon, round 14, it was Anarchy's day from quarter time. I don't think that move's going to take place this year. Bosley's their key up forward, but I don't know. You can move players around. Reason being is, I've said to both of you off air, North Geelong, they're missing their tools in Tom Davis and Blake Miller. I think Miller's been out the last 8 weeks, but
he's been out for a while.
The big one, Rory Desnoy out with the shoulder. Obviously, they want him good for St Albans, but take those 3 out of the side, all of a sudden that's not the North Geelong side we saw against Werribee and Anarchy as a broadcast team. This is a different side. As for Anarchy, well, Mason Rhodes' 200th senior game. I can't remember the last Anarchy player that got to that mark up there. It's been so hard with so many years towards the bottom 2 of the ladder, and when it comes to how well they did last year, it was hard for us to pick Anarchy's best players there, but I was really impressed with Jake Long that day. Maybe today he has the standout game. Maybe it's Dalhouse, maybe it's Gavin, maybe it's Bruiser, maybe they all have 30 plus. So it could go either way, but given it's at home, I just think the Roos are going to keep their finals hopes alive, and then maybe 5 years later they'll get the scores to another game and find out it could be over. You never know.
Interesting. How do you think it's going to go?
Well summed up, Alex, as always. But no, I think I'm just to keep the competition more interesting. If it isn't already enough, I think I'm going to go for Anarchy. And it'll really squeeze the top of the ladder. Now, it would be great to see coming to the end of the season. But also Mason Rhodes, as you said, Alex, is a testament to him, probably as a bloke as well and a person. Because to play at a club for so long where you're at the bottom of the team, it's easy to stay at a club when you're winning.
Yeah.
But when you're not, for him to stay and keep showing up, obviously he's the skipper as well. It's a testament to him and the person he is.
I genuinely thought he was a club junior till this week, interviewing him. I didn't know he was a Barwon Heads Geelong amateur junior. So there you have it.
Great work to him. Congratulations.
Yeah. And obviously the final game this afternoon is the one we are broadcasting here, and that will be Thompson taking on East Geelong. Thompson, again, as I said, I'd hate to see their injury list, and as I said, it's usually not your bottom half that they're injured, it's top half, and that's exactly what's happening to them. They're out here this afternoon. They take on East Geelong. And we'll have to discuss this very quickly because players are starting to move towards their position. It's going to be a task for them to win. Alex, Thompson at home, past Players' Day. But East Geelong, from all reports, every time you speak to, say that this year they're as good as they have been in recent years, and it's theirs to lose. So it's interesting, some of the comments you hear around the grounds.
Absolutely. Look, I'm for East Geelong, I'm so confident that they're going to win this today. My main focus is just going to be to see how Crombie performs. To be honest, I reckon he's he's the competition's best outside mid, but he replaces the competition's best inside mid in John McIntyre, who's not playing. So it's East Geelong for me, but I'll be looking at...
Don't know who I'm going to get close to today.
Well, Maxi Della's going to get one. Just
quickly. Josh Borland's been given the run with job for Andrew Steele. So watch how that match progresses through the day. Josh Borland coming up from the reserves this week. So he's been given one of the better players on the ground. Quick tip. I think East Geelong by 3 goals. But if Thompson make it a scrap, you never know what could happen.
And Dale, your tip?
I'll say East Geelong, but I think it'd be well in excess of 10 goals. So... we'll wait and see. I hope I'm wrong because we do want to see a good game of football here this afternoon. And again, congratulations, Jacko McLeod. 300 games is a remarkable effort in anyone's terms. And as I said, for a kid that's probably played all of it, bar I think only maybe 1 or 2 seasons when he went to Apollo Bay. Yeah, so that's a tremendous effort to be staying loyal. And obviously, of the family have been here for a long, long time. So to Jacko, all my best goes out to you, mate.
Well done, Jacko.
Hope you get through the game unscathed, mate. Good luck. And a siren has sounded, so we are underway. And the ball is, the ruckman both go at it. Sobey, ball comes down into the hands of Maguire playing in the midfield again. Ball not taken cleanly out of the middle. It's Thompson who picked the ball up, and that was, not too sure that player was there out there. That was too. So, and it's going to be a ball up on the centre wing. So we're just going to have a stop in play at the present time. So ball again thrown up quickly by the umpire. Again, this time ball comes down, picked up, cleared away. Back into towards the centre forward position. Again, mark not taken. Ball comes to the ground very quickly. Picked up. Handball comes outside. And again, the interception was by East Geelong. They moved the ball into the half-back line. Freeman, he's back there playing as a defensive role. Ball goes out towards centre wing. Picked up by Lowe. He's taken over the boundary line with ball in hand. Umpire will ask for it to be thrown back in, and that's what will happen. So Jarvis again doing some ruck work out there with Sobey. I think East Geelong are far better side when this Sobey is back in their side. Obviously having that ruckman. Jarvis this time gets the ball out. Handball goes out towards centre wing. McLeod taps the ball, keeps the ball alive. He can't do that. He was trying to keep the ball alive, but the umpire doesn't see it that way. And it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to come back into the middle of the ground. Mark was not taken there, spoil, so it was a little bit slippery underfoot. And the players are having trouble staying on their feet out there. But this time the umpire with the ball at ground level is going to ask for it back once again.
Don't tell me John Mitchell had the hose out again. I reckon this pre-game was his cover-up. He's done it again.
You wouldn't believe it, but as I said, the rains, the sun comes out, and then everything changes again. So from the middle of the ground, Jarvis, ball goes outside, and the running play was Joe's, got the ball long into their forward line. Gee, that was a bit of a hand in the back there. Thought it may have been a free kick. Cam sprints after the ball, but it goes over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw in beside the behind post. So Thompson's side have worked the ball nicely into their forward line. So they're going to ask a few questions out here this afternoon of East Geelong. Umpire with ball in hand. Cam will now do the ruck work in their forward line. Gets front position. Ball comes out. There's a push. And Jordan Cam is going to be the recipient of the free kick. So he can go back from about 25 metres out from goal and kick the first goal of the afternoon if he's accurate enough.
So last week, he really put some momentum back in Thompson's side against Winchelsea by playing a midfield role. He was the tall target for the first 3 quarters because they didn't really have too many people to kick to. But I just yelled at halftime, you need to use him as a blitzarves role in the middle for Jarvis to tap to, and he was probably Thompson's best. So it's fitting if he kicks the first goal this afternoon.
So Cam steps in, umpire does not move, and he has their first. Thompson one straight goal. East Geelong gets the score. 3 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Archie, you're a Thompson man. Does Cam win their best and fairest this year, given the injuries to the other ones?
I think so. I don't think here earlier in the year you would have tipped that, but he'd definitely been one of the ones who could stay on the park the whole year. So for sure, he'd be up there in my predictions. What a start for Thompson, though. It's the best kind of pressure is scoreboard pressure. If they can put them a couple of goals on them early and start to see East Geelong panic a little bit.
So Geordie Cam tipped to feature in this year's Team of the Year. The question is how many Thompson players will make it. There's plenty of past recipients that are in the club rooms here today, past Players' Day, and boys might cover a Thompson upset win.
So we're back down in the middle now. Ball was up, and then Spiteri jumped on top of it. How's the umpire going to see this? He's going to say no prior opportunity, so we'll have the ball up again. Ball up. Now, down, trying to get it. Jarvis was to Maguire, couldn't quite now. Sammy Lowe comes through, gets the hand pass. That was well done from Ollis. They've worked it well here. East Geelong, they can't overhand ball. It was a good smother coming across from Maguire. Hobbs overran the ball now towards the centre of the ground. He does well and then takes on a player. The umpire's going to say he had prior. So he's got the free kick now. Jackson Hobbs looks towards the centre. It's not a great kick and it's intercepted. So now East Geelong on the turn, look wide. It was a good mark by Mulville, the Austin variety. And then handball now is Sammy Lowe. Started well, chip kick over the top, and Beardsley's taken the mark. So 65 metres out from goal. Looks to the leaders. Kick towards the pocket. It's marked out wide, so still probably 45 metres out from goal now. Doesn't look like they're going to settle for the shot. Steele's in the square. They're going to go in his direction. Here's Steele. Can he fly? There's a fly over the top. Not quite from him. Ballin's there. So's Maguire trying to pick up the ball. Ezard's there as well. Ball's still not out. In under there somewhere. And then the Eden's got it as well. And the umpire might call here. Ezard's grabbed it now and then kicks a goal. They just couldn't create the stoppage. Ezard waited and waited. Ball popped out. Snap back goal. We have gone 4 minutes 50. It's 1 goal apiece early in this contest. Brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
Great work by the playing coach in Ned Osselbrook there. First with the inside 50 on their first attempt. Then he took the mark inside 50. He actually waited for the pack to form. He knew Steele would be the tall target. And Ezard, while he's part of a long list of forward options for the East Geelong Eagles, who may be bound for another minor premiership. The only question is, can they make it all the way this season?
Yes, they've had a taste of it over the last couple of seasons, but would want to make a better effort of it going into their finals campaign. So Austin Mulville looks like he's got a midfield role this afternoon. Has been playing off half back. I think he started the season as a forward. He's pretty versatile in what he can do. Sobey and Jarvis now doing the ruck work. Sobey, the second touch, goes down. Cam coming off the half-back line. Ball goes up in the hands of Maguire. He's tackled. No prior opportunity there. Umpire correctly comes in and will have a ball up in the middle of the ground. Advanced about 10 metres down towards the East Geelong goals. Coming through, Jose couldn't pick the ball up. Ball now still inside the centre square, but it hasn't and will not come out of that contest. And Spiteri hands the ball back to the umpire from the contest again, the ruck contest. Ball sits on the ground. Maguire tries to feed the ball out the back, but again, he can't get a clearance. Try to be pushed through the contest. That was nicely done. Lemper kicks the ball up. Handballs over the top. Mulville goes back outside. Crombie in some space by himself. He looks up, chips the ball, top of the goal square. Flyer at the back. Well, that's not even a flyer because Steele just stands on the ground, takes a mark, and he go back and look at his first goal of the afternoon.
Baldwin's just got to try not to get in that position. When the ball's kicked, and he can protect the ball drop space, then he's going to take the mark every single time still.
So Andrew Steele now. Again, no problem with accuracy. With the distance here, but the accuracy is just required. He steps in. We'll get a good look at it. That went straight through the middle. Umpire again does not move. East Geelong have their second on the board, and Thompson are one straight goal. We've gone 7.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Well, brilliant work there by Crombie, getting himself into the game after a 3-week absence from this senior lineup. It's also,
that,
well, they didn't play in round. He didn't play round 4. Crombie wasn't in the side, and he didn't play interleague. That was the first week of June. Let's go with 10 weeks. How does that sound?
Well, you said 3.
You said 3 weeks.
Sorry, I meant 3 months. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That's what I said. That's what confused me there.
Yeah.
That's all right, mate. We also think we should.
Sorry, my brain said one thing, my mouth came out with the other. So 3 months is what I meant to say. Sorry.
We're back in the middle now. Jose has the ball down, kicked inside, forward 50 in front. Good mark taken by Cam. So he's 50 metres out now. Don't know, might be a bit more, 55. Don't know if he's got the distance, but he's going back with authority. Looks confident after that first kick was pretty good. What do you think, Alex?
Well, they're starting him up forward, but they're actually got a bit of momentum behind it. Now, Thompson always beat East Geelong in the centre clearances, so if they can pull this off for the first half, we'll have a much closer game than we think.
So Cam didn't start it right, come back a little bit.
Not with
but
kicking
ends
like
up
that, we won't.
just as a behind. So Thompson's first behind of the day, the first behind for the game. 1-1-7 to 2 straight East Geelong. We've had 8 minutes 40 gone. The first quarter brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
Mulville's gone back to do the kicking in duties now, so he's started in the middle, and now he's going back to kick out from full back. Kicking was good. Play out marks on his chest by himself. Lemper goes short, further down the field. Kick was also good. Osbrook, he has taken the mark just defensive side of centre wing on the far side of the ground. So he's going to look to transfer play across the ground. It's had to be a good kick and was. Mark has been taken out there. Now, Visiton it is. He goes further down the field. Mulville's push up the ground. Handball goes over the top. Wasn't good to his teammate there. Made him work a little bit, but he stepped over the boundary line, and umpire's going to call for it for a ball in there. And that was Monaghan that was taken over the boundary line. So, ball not too far from where we sit here in the box. So it's thrown back in now on Jarvis' front position. Sobey gets the ball down, taken out of there, kicked around the body, goes back into their half-forward line. Good, strong take. Tackle was laid. Again, no prior opportunity for the ball to come out. And we're going to ask, the umpire's going to ask to have the ball back again. It was Charles Russell that came up and attacked that ball strongly. Again, ruck contest, both had a bit on it. Maguire picks the ball up. He kicked back outside, goes towards the centre wing. Gardner did nicely. He kept the ball alive, but has punched the ball over the boundary line. So another throw in this time, back on centre wing once again.
They're up for the fight early here, Thompson.
Yes, no, they've done very nicely so far. So Sobey, front position, takes it down to the front. Lemper taps it further afield. Lowndes couldn't pick the ball up. Lemper went back after it again. Heads back towards the boundary line. And again, the boundary line will win out as Spiteri sees it over the boundary. semi-jacket, was it?
Yeah, no cast on either, which is good to see.
So the ball again thrown back in by the umpire, this time in front, but it's set straight down to Lemper again. He was tackled straight away, and a ball up will take place. Centre wing, club room side of the ground. Both ruckmen at it. Ball from that contest went down, and a tackle was laid again very quickly. Monaghan up on the ball. Again, a plate that usually plays a little bit deeper. Sobey gets the ball down, goes towards Hobbs. He tried to dive on top of the ball, but it got away from him. Picked up by Monaghan, goes outside to Lemper. He's tackled again by Maguire, brought to ground. Not making much ground here, but there's a number of players around it. Contest is pretty good at the present time. Ruckman doing it once again. Sobey down, back to Hobbs. He's tackled. Have a third go at it. Maybe Archie, you might be able to clear the centre.
I'll have a crack for
Clear
you,
the
Smithy.
area, mate.
So up again now. Jarvis down, tries to row the ball himself, couldn't quite, and then tackled straight away was Gardner. So we'll have another stoppage just in front of us in the broadcast position. Thompson playing 3 behind the ball at the moment, it looks like, Alex.
Looks it. I've got some bad news for Bannockburn fans, though.
What's that?
The Resi's top 5 is now set, so they've missed out on the finals because of today's results.
Oh, no. So we're back. Free kick was given to Thompson. They've got the 1-2. They're going to go out wide to Burke. His first touch of the day. Burke moves the ball forward. He was hit after it. Could have been downfield. Umpire says play on. And now they might have been a push in the back. So it's going to come to McLeod. He'll have his first touch of his milestone match. He's going to send Thompson inside forward 50. Can they fly? As it was off hands of Maguire. He tried to claim the mark. Umpire said play on. Now the ball's in congestion. Maguire's tackled again. They're going to try and hold the ball in. East Geelong do have an extra number down there. It was pretty silky. Comes out. Cam's there as well. It might beat all comers and go out of bounds. It does. So just in front of the club rooms there, we'll have a stoppage.
That was great composure by Jake McLean. Obviously, we mentioned he had about 4... Oh, no, hang on. That wasn't Jake. He's right here. Hang on. Oh, I just got called out by the Sandhurst Mafia right there. So, not to be.
So, ball back in now. Jarvis in the ruck for the time being. Ball is tapped out of his hands. Gardner in and under as he always is. And it's a great tackle bringing him to ground by Payne. Maguire looks like he'll be spending the majority of the day in the midfield. Up again now. Down. Payne in the ruck for East Geelong. Ball comes out. Might go out of bounds, and it does just in front of the club rooms. So 13 and a half minutes gone now. Thompson 1-1-7. East Geelong 2 goals straight. Good contest early. Back in again. Struck battle, probably the same all day. Payne and Jarvis. Now good hands coming through. They go inside forward 50-year East. Ezard couldn't quite get there. Then Ballin comes through the handball. Then it was kicked out by Ciroli. He gets in the path of Gardner, and then Wilson's there as well. Well done from Gardner. Gets it to Jarvis, gets it back to Wilson. Wilson in the path of Kerr. He might try and lay tackle. He does. Umpire says play on. It was a good tackle. Now they come to the middle. Lemper was involved. They've got space here. Kerr tries to shut down, and then it comes in the path. Well done from Hobbs trying to get back, and they're going to go inside forward 50 here, although it's a great tackle on the outer side, just at the 50 of East Geelong, so we'll have a stoppage 55 metres out from their goal. We've gone 14 and a half minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Bucks Entertainment.
Ball half-forward line. East Geelong is attacking into the ground. Ball thrown back in now by the umpire. There's been a whistle. Not too sure what the whistle was for. Does anybody know? No?
No.
Just going to have a replay of that throw-in maybe. I'm not too sure what happened there. So now the ruckman go at it once again. Jarvis takes it out of the contest, gives the handball away. Coming through, Lemper couldn't pick it up cleanly. Again, this Beardsall had to go. It went through his legs, picked up Joe's one hand, goes long into their forward line. 2-on-1 contest down there. Cam has done nicely, brings it to ground. Hennessy just couldn't run onto the ball, and it's going to be picked up and cleared away by Fanning back towards the centre wing. Marcus taken out there, so they continue to run now. Ball is shipped up over the top. Good positioning. The marker's also been taken further afield there by Doyle. Looks back inside. Mark Mulville goes further afield. Looking for Steele once again. Read it nicely. Landed on his chest. Fell out though. Ball goes back towards the boundary line and it's going to be held up. Oh, dangerous here. Player dived on top. But umpire said, no, it's going to be okay.
Almost lost it in the sun. That matchup, Steele versus, is that not Jordan Cam, but the other Cam, Josh Cam. Steele will have the advantage, but it's hard to keep his feet there.
So Hobbs clears the pack and goes out long outside the 50, and the mark has been taken out there. And that is Josipovic is back into their side. He kicks the ball goes back long, back towards Steele once again. Mark not taken again. At ground level, Crombie came through, and now Steele over the top. Players over the top of him, Freeman, I think it was. It's going to be held up, so the umpire of the game will call for it back. So again, Ruckman at it this time. Ball from the contest, back to Joes. Got through the contest, handball to Freeman. His handball smothered over the boundary line, and it's going to be a ball or a throw in. Still deep in the forward pocket. East Geelong's attacking into the ground.
Now, there's a bit of confusion on the East Geelong interchange at the bottom of your screen. Both Sam Lowe and Jack Beardsall were off the ground confused, and I think they must have had 5 on the bench for a second.
So the ball now from that ruck contest goes back to the front of the back towards the boundary line. Beardsall runs onto it. He won't be able to pick the ball up before it goes back over the boundary line, so another throw-in will take place.
And the confusion was because Harris Monahan was just in the rooms being assessed, but he's back on the bench now.
That's right. So Steele is now doing the ruck work in their forward line. Ball from that contest comes to the front of the contest. Hobbs picks the ball up. He's tackled and no prior opportunity once again. So ruck again. This time tapped out. Goes back towards the boundary line. The game player maybe tackled without the ball there. Umpire said it's okay. Ball goes over the boundary line, so a throw-in will take place right in front of where we sit here. So we get the best look at it from here. Jarvis holding front position, Steele out the back. Ball tapped down, goes to Maguire, got through the contest. It was taken out there by McTeary. Maybe a little bit high, but the umpire's allowed things to go on now. McLeod's up at the centre contest, couldn't take clean possession of the ball, tried to keep it alive. Osbrook over the top of the ball, and umpire once again. So slippery conditions out there, and we're seeing a lot of ball ups take place this afternoon. Hopefully things can dry out a little bit, and the game will open up. Ball from the contest goes out towards Joes once again. Again, he couldn't pick the ball up. The handball goes over the top there from Ollis. He's found a teammate running free, and now they move the ball from the half-back line. Kick back towards Osbrook. Again, he couldn't pick the ball up. He had a second go at it. Now he does. They work the ball through the contest. Player tackled out there was Doyle. He was brought to ground, so another ball up will take place. So we've ticked over 18 and a half minutes. It's East Geelong, 2 straight goals. Thompson, 1-1.
Jarvis out the back door. Joe silky through traffic, then gets a boots of ball. Kerr in and under, couldn't quite gather the ball now. And then it gets wrapped up. Might be Russell under that pack. So stoppage 60 metres out from East goal. And the problem they're going to have, Alex, is that they've always got players behind the ball when they're moving it forward. So up again now. Ball comes back down. Joe's trying to gather it. Kerr in there as well. And then Joe's tackled an East player. Didn't have the ball. Umpire didn't see it. We'll have another stoppage just in front of us in the broadcast position.
Well, I was just going to say, Arch, not a bad situation to have Max Stella behind the ball. Nice at ground level, but now he's off the ground. So being replaced there by, who is number 48?
McFadden.
McFadden, yep.
So I haven't seen him play seniors. It will be interesting to see how he goes.
Probably played 7-8 games, so comes down. Jarvis is wrapped up as the rain gets a little bit heavier. Usually plays out in the wing as well. Jarvis now, tap in the path, Spiteri. It's going to be won by East Geelong. Good hands over the top, and then Minari ended up with a ball. Low dart, goes through Russell's hands. Crombie's there as well. Can he gather it? Russell couldn't quite. And then it comes to Humpage, and he's happy to stand over the line. So another ball in just on the edge of the 50. 50 metres out from East Geelong's goal, and just be interesting how long Thompson play with players behind the ball. Does it get to the last quarter and then you try and change it? So wait and see as it comes back in now. Jarvis trying to get it through. It was off the ground by Minari. He couldn't quite. Ollis was involved as well, and they found a free kick. It's going to go the way of Russell.
I'll tell you this now, Arch. Unless they're 3 goals up before halftime, they won't be changing it.
So Russell now, he's happy to go out wide, the safe option. Cam's going to make a contest. Big jump. Couldn't quite. Now it comes out to Spiteri. He handled straight away. It went a good, great smother from Humpage. Comes out to Jarvis now. And then tap over the top. And Geordie Cam's happy to see the ball go out of bounds just in front of us. And we've had good viewing so far, Alex. Ball stayed right in front of us.
Absolutely. Round the
Majority of the
grounds.
game.
Geelong West Giants 1-1-7 trailing Werribee Centrals 2-3-15.
Comes out now. Kerr couldn't quite. Then he does get the handball out. That was silky. Got it to Jarvis. And then Jarvis might be pinned for insufficient attempt here. How does the umpire see it? No. Sensible decision early. Taylor's just trying to get the ball forward, especially in these conditions as well. It's going to happen when the ball ends up out of bounds. So ball in now. Near true centre wing. Comes out. Gardner there involved as well. Was Monaghan, and then Jose tries to pick up the ball, still in congestion, and I think we'll have a stoppage. So 21 and a half minutes gone, 1-1-7 Thompson to 2 goals straight East Geelong. This first quarter is brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
So another ruck contest, and ball tapped down there by Jarvis. Gain picked up out there. East Geelong can't get the clearance they require. Ball's going to be handed back to the umpire by McLean. So the ball will be thrown back up. And again, from that ruck contest, East Geelong seem to have the numbers around it, but it's Thompson who emerged with the ball. Gets out the back. Gardner was free if he would have been able to receive it, but unfortunately couldn't. Brian Henderson saying that the player has jumped on top and wasn't going to get rid of it. But the umpire is not having any of that. So again, the ruck contest taken out and kicked into their half-forward line. Get a look at it from here. Ball picked up, kicked round the body, and that was a nice look at the goal. But unfortunately just offline. And I'm not too sure who that player was then.
I think it might be Butler instead of wearing his normal number 49.
So he's on number 12, is he?
I think so, yeah.
All right, mate. Thank you. So Butler with a minor score moves Thompson to 1 goal 2. East Geelong 2 straight goals.
So if you have just joined us, East Geelong, North Geelong, Belmont Lions all on 48 premiership points at the top of the ladder.
The ball back in quickly there, finds McLean just inside the field of play, chips the ball back inside, and he's got his teammate there in Monaghan. Went past for the handball, but Monaghan didn't want to release it. He goes back now. I wouldn't say it's dangerous football, but wet conditions, you want to make sure the ball is kept going forward, I would think. And their ball now ends up out in the hands there of Simons. He goes short over the top. That was good use. They run the ball. They've got it to short of centre wing. The ball goes back now to the centre half back position. Monaghan tips the ball across the ground, and now they run from their back line. This time the ball kicked a little bit longer, goes out towards looking for Rezard, but it's intercepted there and back into the hands now of Jose, who kicks the ball back towards their centre forward position. Numbers up the top. Ball picked up off that contest by Simons once again. Handball's outside to Monaghan. He goes back towards the big fellow in Rezard. He puts his hands up and takes the mark. Looks back inside. Nice kick into the hands now. And the ball from Beardsall long into their forward line. Steele was best position, but Cam did nicely to see the ball back towards the boundary line. And it will have a throw-in, which will take place.
Injured player behind the ball with Thompson as well.
Spiteri, is it? No.
No. Jed Hannessy.
He's been in the wars the last couple of weeks, had a bit of time off, so the ball again thrown back in. Jarvis did nicely, brought the ball back to the front of the contest. Little kick by Freeman, didn't travel too far, picked up by Mulville, goes back towards the goal square. Mark not taken, it's in the goal square now. Will it be pushed through? Yes, it will be, and it's a rushed minor score. East Geelong now to 2 goals 1. Thompson a 1 goal 2. 25 minutes have gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
So Hannessy's coming off. The other youngster, Jackson McLeod, back on in just his 300th senior game.
So the ball, Joe's long from that fullback position, goes out long. Mark not taken out there. The ball at ground level, low, puts his head over the top of the ball. And he's now got it between his legs, so the umpire says it's not going to come out. Going to have a ball up, which will take place between centre wing and half forward. Still, East Geelong's attacking end. Lemper, handballs up over the top. Missed low. Cleared away by Jose. Goes towards centre wing. Coming up was Cam. He missed the first one. Picked the second one up nicely. Handball goes back outside. Wilson, I think it was. He was tackled, brought to ground. Now at Beardsall, I think might have been done the same. And they're putting plenty of pressure on. And they've been able to maintain it right through this first quarter. Umpire restarts it. Ball thrown high. Picked up by semi-low. Half forward line. Ball bounces. And it's going to be picked up or tackled from behind by Lowndes. Umpire said incorrect disposal. Not too sure whether he had a lot of time to do that. But anyway, Lowndes now loads up. 1-on-4 situation. Ball gets out the back. Freeman read that nicely. He's got options over the top. We'll use that player now in McFadden. Put a bit of pressure on him. He was able to get the handball away. Only as far as Osbrook. He was taken high. Umpire said no free kick and has been held up. So a ball up will take place about 40 metres away from goal. And it's at the current stage, it's a 5-point margin in the game. The ball comes down over the top Lowndes. We're going to have another ball up which will take place still inside their forward line.
Back here, 45 metres out from East Goal. Great contest early, even though the conditions aren't the best. Josie started well, kick forward. McLeod, there was hands in the back. Umpire says play on now with the ball is O'Brien. Henderson comes out to Fanning. Fanning hands in board. Now Thompson might win this, although they've got men forward east and they mop up well. It was Dixon who kicks out wide now. Now they've got the numbers. Go inboard. They found Ols. Or Olis. He's 55 out from goal. Has a look at the options. Steele presents to the pocket, and then it comes out wide. The player fell over. It was Lemper. He regained his footing and then has a shot at goal. Kicks East Geelong's third. It's an early contender for the Connect-Towel goal of the day. Thompson, 1-8 to East Geelong. 3-1-19. And we have gone 27 minutes of the first quarter, brought to you by Buckers Entertainment.
Well, it was sensational in the back pocket about 10 minutes ago, and just the composure after that hit, straightened up, 45 out, decides I'll just kick a goal from here. East Geelong, they've got a 38.3% margin on the ladder above Belmont Lions, but Belmont Lions currently leading Corio 39-9. So East Geelong, they'll just want to keep kicking as many goals as possible because they'll want that first week off in September.
So the ball back in now from the middle of the ground at ruck contest. Mulville runs onto it, got the handball outside, put semi-low straight under pressure. You can see he was tackled immediately out there by Burke and brought to ground. So he had no prior opportunity. Too sure Mulville had seen the player behind him, but didn't matter. So Bruckman both go back at it again. This time ball hits the ground at ground level, picked up. Spiteri was tackled. And again, Rain now back and persistent. Which we'll see most of the afternoon, I think. Ball again comes out, and coming through there was Doyle. He was taken. I thought he didn't have the ball, but he said the umpire said it was incorrect disposal. So the free kick will go to Maguire in the middle. So Maguire now is just forward of the centre circle. Going to look to drive the ball long. Cam moving now towards the pocket. That's the direction the ball goes in. Long kick into their forward line. East Geelong with numbers. Bring the ball to ground. Picked up by Beardsall. Slams on the boot. Goes back towards centre wing. Gets out the back. Mark not taken out there. Again, Doyle was the first to arrive but didn't take clean possession of it. Came out the back there. Ball and did nicely. Got the handball away, but the ball now ends up in the hands of Lowe. He wants to go back inside. Dangerous. Joe's read that nicely. Gets through the back. Picked up out there. It was by Dixon. Tried to get the handball away. Thompson efforts down there are tremendous. They end up winning the ball. Goes back to Spiteri. He's tackled. Tried to step around, but umpire said no prior opportunity. Ball up will take place at centre half forward for the Thompson side.
Question for you, Alex. Sorry, Smithy.
Yeah,
Who does the rain suit more?
The Farmers.
So from that ruck contest, ball's kicked off the ground there by Mulville. Goes back towards centre half forward. Joseph Povic was there, but he couldn't pick the ball up. It's picked up, cleared away out there. And Thompson, they tend the ball back towards centre wing. Joes runs onto it, takes the mark. It was pretty much a fancy kick in this weather, but got to his teammate in Cam. Ball now goes towards Joes once again. Tried to kick the ball off the ground. Missed making contact, and it's not moving anywhere. So the umpire is asking for the ball to come back to him. So if we kick over 30 minutes in this quarter, East Geelong 3-1, Thompson 1-2.
So I'll give Archie the proper answer there. It does suit Thompson on these 2/3 of the ground, but on that end, suits either of them. Of course, Geordie Cam, a bit fumbly in the rain as a few of the fringe players are protesting. Dylan Josie, vice-captain, just keeping Thompson composed, ready to go.
Well answered, Alex. As we come out wide now, have gone the full ground switch. Ends up with Dixon. He's going to go inboard to O'Brien, Henderson, and it's good news. It's not a muscle injury to Hannessy. It's not another hamstring. He's just looks like he's had a bit of a blood nose, had some claret come out there, so looks like he'll be okay. As come back in board and it ends up with Vicentine. He goes wide. They're going to go switch again here. It's well done from Thompson to cut this off. Attempted smother, nearly had it, but it doesn't work out. And then the Monaghan through the middle. 1-2 with Beardsall. And then Monaghan, he has numbers out wide. He sees them. He doesn't quite. Goes more centre. Pam tried to go with a fist. Now it's a foot race. Russell loses his footing. Doyle goes in and under. Here's Ezard. He's already kicked one. Don't know if he got rid of that. And then it comes out wide. Involved his Mulville as well. Dalla grabs the ball, kicks, but well set up. E-Star behind the ball. Here's McLean. Is going to go inboard. Good kick. Now to Fanning, and Fanning goes out wide. So as the siren goes for quarter time,
Samuel's a hamstring.
Sammy Lowe may have a shot from 65 metres out. He's going to go the top.
That's the Malcolm Blight spot. Same weather conditions.
So to make it, it's currently an 11-point margin. He has a crack, and he got the spire right, but it's no score. So at the end of the first quarter, quarter went for 32 minutes. Thompson 1-2-8, East Geelong 3-1-19.
Goal kickers to this stage of the game, we have Jordan Cam, the sole goal kicker for Thompson, and for East Geelong, 3 individual, Ezard, Steele and Lemper. Take a short break, come back, and we will get scores from around the grounds. You'll listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Bannockburn can't get 8 premiership points in the final round, which means we have the top 5 set for the reserves. But there's every chance we've still got 7 quarters to go before we find out who finishes top 5 in the seniors. As for today, look, the rain probably did helped Thompson stay in that game. It was a great start with Geordie Cam's goal. The momentum was up on the other side of the ground when Jackson McLeod was up near it early in his milestone match. But, East Geelong, they will definitely break out to a much stronger lead in the probably the 10-minute mark of this second term. Great ball users. Archie, you got excited watching Lemper's goal. On top of the mark he took against Belmont in round 4, he might be taking all the awards this year. And one player we probably don't highlight in that top echelon of East Geelong greats like McIntyre and Hollis this season and McLean and all that is probably the playing coach, Ned Osselbrook, who's just addressing the players to the right of your screen if you're watching this YouTube live broadcast at home. He did fantastic in those first 5 or 6 minutes. I'm assuming he's going to be playing a 50% midfield, 50% forward flank role in the finals. Dale, where would you be looking at? He makes the call, obviously, but where would he be best suited?
Well, when you bring McIntyre back in and you bring Crombie back into the side, and after they've had, obviously Crombie's had a bit of game time under his belt, I think his role will be more as a forward, but with that cut-out relief, because obviously when you put Crombie still forward, he's going to be dangerous. But McIntyre spends most of his time through the midfield, so I don't think he's going to change that. So there'll be times when he'll go in, but I think most of his time will be spent as a forward type role, I would think.
Yep. Archie, you mentioned throughout this call in the first term, Thompson playing 3 behind the ball, including your man Max Dalla. If it is an arm wrestle at half time, do you still take the game on, or do you just play that conservative footy?
Yeah, it's a great question, Alex, and I think I asked that to had the question halfway through that quarter. I think what Thompson should do is just make it a scrap for 3 quarters. Just try and make it a scrap for 3 quarters, and if they can be within 1 or 2 goals, and I feel like the last quarter you may as well go all guns blazing, just throw everything at them. It looks. Yeah, I think that's the only way that they can get over the line here, and hopefully hope for some more rain as well. I think we got to highlight Dylan Jose in that first quarter as well. I thought he was excellent. I thought he would have had 5-6 clearances himself. He's so clean at ground level, and you can tell the players that have had that experience at the GFL because they're so clean when they pick up the ball, especially in wet conditions. He's definitely one that if Thompson are to win, how hard it would be, it's going to have to be a Paul Lynch coaching masterclass, and Dylan Jose is going to have to play out of his skin.
And we've got to give credit to Jacob Knight, who you just saw at the bottom of the screen. As they mentioned after releasing on Thursday night, those two will be co-coaches next year. Knighty has essentially been an assistant coach throughout this season.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got a very good football brain, Alex. He hasn't done a lot of coaching previously. Ideally, in an ideal world, Thompson would love him being a playing co-coach. But,
the Reece Holwell special.
Exactly, but even if he can't, he's someone like that that has a football brain such as Jacob Knight is invaluable for Thompson.
We have to some updated scores now. Winchelsea 32, Bannockburn 7. Giants 9, Werribee Central is 21. Belmont Lions 40, lead Corio 11. Inverleigh 19, lead Belpost Hill 16. And Anarchy 22, lead North Geelong 9 points. So some interesting stuff at this stage.
So if Anarchy win, not good for Werribee fans, but that's all right for everyone else.
Yep, that'll change things a bit. But the siren about to sound here, start of the second quarter. Umpire with ball in hand and about to throw it in the air. So both Ruckman now, Sobey and Jarvis go at it once again. Comes out, Maguire. After the handball goes outside. And kick was smothered there, but it ends up in the hands of Lemmer. Got the handball through to Mulville, now on the left boot. Looks to go into their forward line. Goes long. Mark not taken out there. Ground level. Ball is picked up. Tackle laid. And it's going to be, I think, Eden that was tackled there by Ezard. And the ball up will take place right on forward 50. Maguire was just about to duck, then was the umpire threw it up. Out the back, Jarvis taps the ball out wide. Running onto it again, Beardsall picked up out there. I'm not too sure that was Crombie. He was brought to ground. And the umpire said the ball's gone back over the boundary line, so we're going to have a throw which will take place. Rain gone, sun's out once again. Seems to be the pattern of the day. They're thrown back in once again. Long throw in this time. Sobey brings the ball down out the back. Lemper couldn't pick it up cleanly. He was tackled maybe without the ball, and he's going to be rewarded with the free kick. So It's actually your McLean's, I should
McLean.
say.
Now I don't feel bad for getting them mixed up in the first quarter.
So McLean goes long into their forward line, through the hands of Ezard, out the back. Ball's kept alive. Thompson with some work to do down there. There's a free kick being given. I'm not too sure what the umpire indicated. Maybe him being held without the ball. So it's going to be coming back from the back pocket now. Ball is kicked out long, goes outside towards in between centre wing. Jose was up, ball comes down. Actually, might have been McLeod that was up. This time it's picked up. Handball goes from Lemper over the top. Again, target not reached, but picked up by Maguire. Puts boot to ball, brings the ball back inside. Hannessy's there, can't take the mark. Again, East Geelong with some numbers around the contest. Picked up again. Simons goes by hand outside. And that was a nice little kick chip by O'Brien Henderson. Found his target out there in Sammy Lowe. He wants to bring the ball back into the middle of the ground. And they've got plenty of numbers there. Sobey with plenty of time to take the mark. Has looks around, sees his option, comes clubber inside. McLean's made some space out here. He wants to go. Opens up the forward line, goes into the forward line looking for Steele. Mark again, not taken out there. Reckon that might have been Payne that was up and couldn't take a clean grab at it. Thompson, they try and move the ball. Steele tried to keep it alive, but it's been pushed over the boundary line once again. Umpire said, let's have another throw-in, which will take place. So already 2.5 minutes gone in this second quarter. It sees Thompson on the 1-2, East Geelong 3-1.
So back in now, 40 metres out from the East goal. Comes back down. Gardner got a quick boot to ball. East Geelong are going to have the numbers, though. They gather it now. Oh, no, the player slipped over. It might have been Payne. He got the ball out to O'Brien Henderson. He's going to go into the middle of the ground with a risky kick, but it's pinpoint perfect. Now Sammy Lowe goes one more wide. Wasn't as good as the last one. Chasing after the ball was Butler. He couldn't quite get there, and then the kick inboard is pinpoint perfect as well. So Monahan has it now. He's going to go back into Lemper. So centre of the ground now. Lemper has the ball. Short kicks might have been smothered off the boot. Coming through might have been Russell. He was tackled, and the umpire said he took a couple of steps, so holding the ball. So East Geelong now. It might have been Olsbrook, is it?
Yep.
Olsbrook. He's going to go. Might send his team inside forward 50. Now he does. Looking for Ezard out wide. He crushes the pack. Ball ends up over the top. They still keep it in. Why don't Sammy Lowe out there? And it's going to go out of bounds. So we'll have a ball in 45 metres out from the East Geelong goal. It's just started to dry up a little bit, and the skills are starting to get a bit better in this second quarter. Comes back in now. Ezard in the ruck for the time being. Comes down to Jose. He had a pretty good first quarter. Into the path of Hannessy. He couldn't quite gather the ball. And then Butler's there as well. But East Geelong do win the ball out. They might send it inside forward if it was Ollis who had it. Then it comes to Hobbs at ground level. They're still moving it forward here, East Geelong. Might get a shot on goal. There is a shot now, though he might have been out of bounds already. I think he was. So we'll have a ball in from 15 metres out from East Geelong's goal.
Again, that's what Ben Crombie's good at. He's a crafty player. But against a quality side like the reigning Premier, I want to start seeing him bopping up, taking a few contested marks early just to get those yips out of the system after his 3-month absence.
As the ball is back in now, Ezard gets to the front and then snaps from the pocket as he kicked the goal. No, just to the near side. It was well rowed from his own ruck work though. So 1-2-8, 3-2-20 now. 4.5 minutes gone in this second quarter, brought to you by Elders Insurance.
Joe's to the back pocket, short kick. Maintain possession now. Maguire further around the boundary line. Kick had a little bit too much on it. Lowe read that nicely. Comes in, takes the mark. Again, they look to shift the ball back into the centre position. And the mark has been taken this time by Dixon. Player outside him if he wants to go to Monahan. He does changes his mind there and kicks the ball down. McLeod again read that nicely. He looks at his options, goes to the club room side of the ground with a kick. Mark is taken out there. Humpage, I think it is, on the half back line. Actually, it's Joe's again. So Joe's now just filling up behind the ball at the present time. Kicks around the boundary line. Mark not taken out there. Cam, he had his feet taken away from him there. Ball at ground level, picked up. Lemper gives the handball to his teammate McLean. He looks back inside, and that was a nice kick into the hands there of Doyle. Running player is low. They chip the ball back inside again. Again, target's been missed. They're playing a little bit too cute here, I reckon. The ball now is in the hands of Thompson. They look to deliver the ball long, but Sobey has read that nicely. He's got back. Has plenty of time to pick the ball up. Got runners outside now. Brian Henderson. He tips the ball further afield and they find Doyle. And Doyle now, another short kick. They continue to persist with the short options. The ball so far works okay. Into the hands there of Mulville. Had some chance to get rid of the ball. Did so out the back into now. Low. Boot to ball. Out towards Beardsall. He didn't take possession of it. Coming through now. Thompson with some work to do. Osbrook put some pressure on. Crombie's there. He kicked the ball off the ground. So they keep the ball outside now. Ollis, I think it is, picked the ball up. Handball's outside. Monaghan, long kick, high, long into their forward line. Ball, mark not taken, ground level. It's going to be pushed towards the boundary line and a throw-in again to take place out there. Steele indicating he's going to do some ruck work, I think. Jarvis also pushing down there. So Steele and Jarvis now. Ball front out the back, or went to the front of the contest. Joes is there. Tries to put boot to ball. Thompson with some work. They kicked the ball. Sobey couldn't pick it up at ground level, so he just put boot to it. Got a little bit of distance. Good strong tackle out there. Spiteri now, long boot, goes back into their half-forward line. But again, East Geelong set up well behind the ball. Monaghan, plenty of time to pick the ball up. Gets around a player coming out of Cam. Handball's back outside. Again, playing some pretty football out here. Maybe not the idea at this time. Tackle laid. Cam. Umpire said.
How good was that from Geordie Cam, though? 3 or 4 repeat efforts to create the stoppage, and now look at where Thompson have the ball stoppage.
So I'll throw up again. Centre wing. Ball comes down. East Geelong try and clear the ball. Oh, that might have been a bit high there, I thought. It's end up in the hands of Maguire. He's been able to put boot to ball, and again, they go back into their forward line. Hennessy comes up from behind, couldn't take the mark, and ball is going to be over the boundary line, so we'll have another throw which will take place. So almost 8 minutes gone in this second quarter. It is East Geelong 3-2. They lead Thompson 1-2.
I did say 10-minute mark this lead breakout, so that means I'll kick a goal in the next 2 minutes.
So ball come back in, a rare stoppage in Thompson's forward 50. Comes out wide to Maguire. Can he pick up the ball? He got rid of his player and then went after the ball. How does the umpire going to see this? He's going to pin him. So he must have sat on top of it, and Maguire's got an opportunity to send Thompson inside forward 50 here. You think they'd want to go quickly? Was it a 50-metre penalty? It might be. Descent. Did you see that, Smithy?
Nah, wasn't watching, mate.
Alex?
Yeah, it went all right.
So 50-metre penalty now. It brings Maguire within 20 metres to kick their second goal. A massive kick in the context of this match, and he's hit the post. 139 to 3-2-20. Thompson trail by 11 points, and they're not going to get too many better opportunities than that. We've gone 8.5 minutes in this second quarter, brought to you by Alders Insurance. So now East Geelong will kick out. It's going to be Vicentine. So he goes out wide, and I'll tell you, is it going to be, it's a ball in. Is that the old rule it used to be if you didn't touch it at all?
That's gone age, mate. As soon as they step outside the square, it's play on.
Well, while we're waiting for the ball to go, the live ladder as it speaks right now, gentlemen. North Geelong 3rd, Inverleigh 4th, Anarchy 5th, Bellpost Hill 6th, Thompson 7th. So I'll be giving you an update on the live ladder every 20 minutes.
Got a lot to play for here as the ball's back in. Sammy Lowe, how did he do that? Just burst through the pack and then a chisel kick straight down the throat of his teammate and Jack Doyle. So he takes the mark. The centre of the ground goes wide to Lemper, who kicked an amazing goal in that first quarter. Not his best handball. Coming through was Dalla. That was well done. McLeod just had a fumble. And then out wide now, there's going to be a wrapped-up tackle. So it's going to be a stoppage, and he's given holding the ball. So they're going to move quickly here. It's Borland with a great tackle, and he's going to go out wide. He has Wilson. It's not his best kick. Still moving forward. Path of Cam. He couldn't quite. Then a spin move. Goes out wide. They're going to get ball to boot here. Dixon takes on the players, and then they go out wide to Lowndes. Lowndes moving forward. Getting back is Borland. He couldn't take the mark. Comes back in. Handball over the top from Jarvis, and then Dalla in and under as always. Handball at the back. Got the beautiful handball by Josipovic. And then Jose couldn't quite cover the ball, and it's going to be a Thompson free kick to Jose. So half back line now for Thompson. He looks up at his options, presenting further afield. He's got Kerr. If he can get in some space, he's probably going to go to the tall timber in Geordie Cam. And why wouldn't he? He's got to contend with about 3. Ball hits the deck now. Max Della might try and keep this in, but Brendan Gardner is more than happy to see the ball over the boundary line. Just in front of us in the broadcast position, we'll have a ball in. We've gone 11 minutes in this second quarter, and Thompson trailing by 11 points.
You know, Thompson have not kicked a goal in half an hour, but they're not playing bad. They've actually been very competitive. They've got nothing left on the fresh legs list in terms of replacement players, but they're doing well.
Free kick being given. I'm not too sure again what that was for. It's going to go down the field. Said I'm not too sure what the free kick was given for, but handball goes back inside now to Wallace. Wallace on the left boot goes into their half forward line. Freeman has positioned himself nicely at centre half back, and he has taken the mark. So Freeman now chips the ball over the top. Kick was dangerous. Wallace intercepts the ball, picked up out there, and again East Geelong player tackled straight away. Not too sure, but both sides are trying to use a shorter option, and it's just not working for either of them. First one or two is not bad, but the second or third's not good. Again, ruck contest taken down was Spiteri, and again, umpire will call for it back once again. Wallace puts his hand up, says I think he's looking for a bit of a break. Ruckman go at it, gain from that contest. Spiteri goes after it at ground level. He keeps the ball alive, taps the ball outside to Joes. Joes tackled immediately, and again, umpire will call for it back. So the ball now quickly thrown in the air. There's a hold. It's going to go this time to Sobey. So inside centre square, player run past, but McLean not being given the ball. Sobey decides to go long into their forward line. And again, an uncontested mark down there. So Thompson will be able to relieve some pressure.
Della.
He's got the ball on the half back line and goes back towards centre wing. Coming up, Wilson takes the mark. Did that nicely. So Wilson's going to be asked to play on by the umpire now. He kicks the ball longer down towards centre wing. Ball picked up out there. Handball was okay out there by Butler. Ends up in the hands of Cam. Tries to run through the contest. Picked up out there by Payne. He's tackled. And umpire is going to ask for it back once again.
Having a stretch arch.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's it, wearing those colours.
Sobey front position. Cam obviously doing the ruck work down the forward line. Cam may have got the ball down. Maguire tried to get on the way through, but it ends up with McLean of East Geelong. He goes out wide. Kick was good. Found Doyle in space by himself. Just defensive side of centre wing. The options are not too many. Kick again. It's tried to be fancy. Was touched off the boot. Doyle, I thought was going to go back and collect it, but it's got support out there. And that was nicely done by Visiton. He gets the ball outside. Ball goes to their half-forward line. Ezard, 2-on-1 situation down there. He's worked pretty hard. Coming through was Eden. Put his head over the ball. Was taken high. He will win a free kick at about the centre-half back position. So he's going to go back towards centre wing now with a kick. Long left foot goes outside. McLeod, good hands, takes the mark. Umpire now lets him play on now, and he goes long. Kick went as high as it went long, but Sobey comes up from behind the ball and takes the mark. Little quick hands goes inside, outside to McLean. McLean over the top. Again, the extra one's just putting him under pressure because the handball from O'Brien Henderson wasn't good enough, and ball has been pushed over the boundary line. Umpire said that was deliberate. And again, I'm not too sure what his options were out there on the far side, but East Geelong with the free kick. And McLean it is once again. So from the half-back line, he looks to go out over the top of centre wing. Out the back, Thompson with some numbers. Clean pick up now. Work through the contest. They did that nicely. Maguire into Spiteri. He loads up and goes back towards centre half forward. But again, East Geelong with numbers this time. So defences are working overtime and winning out every time. Ball goes outside to Lowe. Lowe looks back inside. Kick wasn't great. It might work from this time because it's going to be picked up there by Mulville. Goes short. Steele, good hands. So he's probably just outside range, I would think here. Next kick is important. He goes long towards the pocket. Over the back. Mark not taken down there. Ground level. Picked up by Doyle. Handball's outside. McLean round the body. Goes back towards the goals. Accuracy is not there. Distance will be a minor score. So Jake McLean's first score of the afternoon. East Geelong now to 3-3. They lead Thompson on 1-3, and 16 minutes gone. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Very interesting second quarter. Even though not the highest scoring quarter, it's definitely had a lot of entertaining moments. The ball come back out wide. Smart tap over the top from Steele. It came inboard to Dixon. Dixon quick hands and then nearly ran down by, I think it was Maguire. Then Wilson got the handball out to Cam. Cam now into the path of Myron Russell. And then Hannessy's got to jump over the top. He couldn't quite take the mark. The umpire said play on. And then Hannessy's laid the tackle. So is that Pryor? No, he said because he didn't. Because there was confusion, the umpire gave him some leniency, which is good. So stoppage in front of us in the broadcast position now. Ball down in the path of Lemper. Can he keep it in? He does, and then he steps over the boundary line.
Very vocal assistant coach Jeremy Ollis, itching to get back on the ground then, just questioning that last decision, but the umpire was in the best spot.
So right in front of us, in commentary position, Jarvis gets front spot, wins the tap, and then Gardner, later tackle to play, didn't have the ball. Umpire said play on. Lemper involved as well, and then Payne swung his boot at it. Jose might try and keep it in. He does, although the kick wasn't to his advantage. Jose may have hurt himself now. Gardner goes down the line. It's all East Geelong, though. And in defence, it's going to be a good mark taken by Dixon. So Dixon's going to go quickly. He's going to go out wide, and they're going to keep moving it. They will. It's going to go to Mulville. Mulville is going to go to centre wing, trying to cut it across his ball, and he actually did very well in the end. He might win the one-on-one. He does, and then gets the handball back to McFadgen. McFadgen in the middle of the ground to Jarvis, then back to McFadgen. He's kept running. He's going to put him inside forward 50. Can Cam have a jump at this? No.
It's cruel to watch. Every time they go forward, Jordan Cam has about 29 East Geelong players he's got to contend.
He's absolutely gassed as well because he's got to get to every contest and then beat about 6 of them. So I'll see if Paul Lynch can come up with something as East Geelong are just going to chip the ball down, go out wide. Back in now. Here's an opportunity for Jordy Cam. He nearly got there, but it was a good mark taken in the end by Vicentine. He's going to go wider to Dixon. He's been involved a lot recently now. Now more inboard. Might get a better look at it now. Ollis it was. He went to Doyle. Then Doyle forward again to Beardsall. Beardsl's going to go wider. So now near the 50 for East Geelong. They are about 65 metres out. And then they're going to go inside forward 50. Low kick. Couldn't quite find Ezard. Thompson defence well set. Handball all the way back to Fanning. Now Fanning short to McLean. And then McLean. Good kick. And a good mark. It's going to Olsbrook, is it?
I thought that was Steele.
Steele, yeah.
It is Steele.
Yeah. Olsbrook's just come off the bench for Crombie.
So Steele, he's kicked one today. Early on, Ballin had the match up on him, and then it's been Josh Cam ever since. But he's about 45, tough angle, big kick. The context of this game, and Jarvis might see it over the goal line, or that stays in, and it's going to be a contest. So ball up 15 metres out, or 10 metres out from East Geelong's goal. We've got 19 minutes in this second quarter. 1-3-9 Thompson, a 3-3-21 East Geelong.
Not high-scoring quarters we've mentioned before, but plenty of effort by both sides. And both sides continue to play the shorter game. So has there been a free kick down there? Obviously there has been. Is it going to Maguire? No.
No, I don't think anyone knows what's happening.
Just a kick out. Umpire now clearing the area. I don't know why it took that long, but
was there a score? Maguire. Was there a score?
No, they didn't signal a score.
So the ball now kicked back in. It goes to Joe's in the back pocket. Not too sure what the infringement was for then, but Joe's now, as I said, he stands deep in their defensive end.
Now going back. What's happening now?
More confusion.
Now they're signalling. They heard you, Dale. They're like, we knew we forgot to do something here.
Well, I'm just saying, did the ball actually go through, or was it?
Yeah, it did. It got punched over, but then I thought they gave it a throw.
So East Geelong another behind. So we're saying they're now 3-4. Is that what we're saying? Yeah. Hopefully. Well, anyway, we're up and the game. There seems to be a lot of this happening in the recent weeks, doesn't there?
I might check the scorecard at half time to save another drama. Just
so the ball now back towards the half forward line. Picked up. Wilson handballs over the top. Picked up out there this time. Whereas going to be changed further across the back end now. McLean's going to be the recipient of the kick. He's got a bit of travel on it. Kicks the ball now towards centre wing. Outside, and the mark taken out there by Lowndes. So Lowndes now has the ball. Attacking side of centre wing. He chips the ball back into the centre half forward position. Going through. Mark not taken at ground level. It's kept alive. Going back, picking up. That was nice work from Jarvis. He got down on hands and knees. Pushed it further afield. Player now tackled, and umpire will call for it back. It was Josipovic was a player I was looking for before.
Has he played much seniors before?
He broke his leg really badly.
Played a handful of games last year, one too many to qualify for reserves, which was unfortunate for...
The ball now back into their full forward zone, and that's talking East Geelong. They're trying to run the ball back towards their goals. They've been able to do so. Steele picks it up. He kicks around the body, and he misses again. So he has 1-1 for this afternoon. And East Geelong now to 3-5. They lead Thompson on 1-3. And we have gone 22 minutes. Elders Insurance second quarter.
So the last time these two sides met in round 4, East Geelong 18-6, 1-14, defeated Thompson 3-2-20. It was Thompson's lowest score this decade. But the way things are handing, I don't think we're going to have a high-scoring match today.
So as the ball ends up out of bounds in front of the club rooms there, club rooms will be packed inside, being the Thompson Past Players Day. A very proud club, and the fans will come out, and all the past players today to watch Thompson versus East Geelong. It's a very famous contest, this, the Battle of the Roundabout.
Are you a past player or a current player?
Oh, well, bit of both, we'll say.
You can't be a bit of both.
Got to play one game each year to get on the footy trip, Alex. As
Very
the ball's back in, and it's going to be wrapped up. So we'll have a stoppage just forward centre now, and Maguire gathers the ball. He's wrapped up straight away from Lemper. Umpire again has the ball up, and then Jarvis got the tap down. Crombie's there, and it's a great tackle from Daniel Freeman.
Jeez, he's impressed me this second quarter.
Crombie?
No, Freeman.
Freeman?
Crombie always impresses me. You know that.
So Maguire got it out. Butler was involved as well. Maguire might get it back now. Crombie tried to lay the tackle, and then he did well enough to get it out of bounds. So I have another ball in. And the conditions have gotten a lot better this quarter, but it's still lower scoring, which is quite interesting. Back in again now. Jarvis might get out this time. Umpires picked out a free kick. I think it's going to go the way of East Geelong at will.
What is happening here?
It was a free kick off the ball to Crombie. Freeman must have given it away. Now inside 50. The fist over the top of Rolly couldn't quite, and then it might end up over the boundary line. It does. So we'll have a ball in 25 metres out from East Geelong's goal.
I'll give you this much. 8-4 scoring shot differential does not reflect the amount of inside 50s East Geelong have had. They'll want to kick 2 or 3 more before half-time.
So Thompson more than happy to flood it at the moment as there's a good tackle laid. An East Geelong player in Lowndes. We'll have another stoppage. So 24 minutes gone in this second quarter. 139 to 35-23. Brought to you by Elders Insurance.
So ball now is thrown up. Ball run back towards goal again. Ezard couldn't pick the ball up. Got a handball out. Eden got the towards his teammate again. Picked up there. Might have been Doyle. Kicks back towards the goals, but the mark has been. Mark wasn't taken. It was pushed through for another minor score. So it is now 3-6 East Geelong, and a 1-3 to the Thompson side. Joes is going to do the kicking in. He goes to the back pocket. Short kick. Mark will be taken out there. I couldn't tell you who that is. You might have a better idea, Arch. Ball. Kicks the ball back towards centre wing. Wilson couldn't take the mark. Ball out the back. Picked up by Ollis. Actually, yes, it was. Keeps the ball back towards Monahan. Now back towards Sobey. Needs to pick the ball up. Dives on top of it. Now he could be in trouble. Umpire sits over the top and said, yes, you have dragged that back in. Free kick will go to Hennessy, is it, in the middle of the ground. He can transfer outside. Joe's coming up from behind. He goes backwards, but he takes the mark. They maintain possession. A little chip up over the top. This time McFadden once again pushing up from behind the ball. He delivers the ball towards their half-forward line. Ball gets through the contest, and Sobey has been pushed out of the contest, this time by Cam, and he will be rewarded with a free kick. So Sobey on the half-back line can come across the ground. We'll use O'Brien Henderson. He can come further afield to Visitine. And Visitine now He chips the ball into the hands of Lowe. So he's got some runners coming past him. This time Semi Lowe's going to go back across the ground. Mulville, centre half back position. Straight up the middle of the ground they go. This time back into the hands of Ollis. Ollis goes back outside. Back to Mulville now. This time the kick a little bit longer. Out towards Crombie. Freeman arrives. Taps the ball away. Goes towards the boundary line and over. So a throw-in will take place out there on the far side.
Your man, Alex.
Well, I tell you what, Geordie Cam was the man of the first 10 minutes, and you like the acting captain in Jose, but Freeman's second quarter has been sensational.
So again, umpire throws the ball back in. Was tapped down by Jarvis as the siren sounds, and this will end the second quarter. And we'll see Thompson go in at 1-3. East Geelong are 3-6. I can probably say the goal kick is the same at quarter time, but I'll tell you that's Jordan Cam, the sole goal kicker for the Thompson side. And the 3 goals for East Geelong is Ezard, Steele, and Lemper. We're going to take a short break, and you've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
anyone on the Inverleigh Football Netball Club committee can give me a ring ASAP. There's a little bit behind the scenes that hasn't gone our way on the production side, so I'm going to try and rectify that the next 10 minutes. And also to reiterate, Dale, the live ladder as we speak. So East Geelong and Belmont both on 52 points if they hold on in their respective games. Belmont will close in on percentage, but even a 100-point margin over Croya still won't be enough to get them to top spot. North Geelong, if they can't defeat Anarchy, they're on 48 points, but of course they'll play Winchelsea next week.
Yep.
And there's only a whisker of percentage right now, but based on the numbers we have, the Hawks are actually on 4th spot. A side that was out of the 5 for most of this home and away season has now climbed in the top 4. The Anarchy Roos just a thread above Balpo, still in the 5. They're 5th, so long as they hold on against North Geelong. If North Geelong regain the lead, then Balpo still will climb back into the top 5. And North Geelong will also climb from 3rd spot back to 2nd spot. And Thompson, well, I just had a listen at half time. They're still playing for finals, boys. There's 6 quarters to go. They're 7th on the ladder. But the way Daniel Freeman was playing on the youngster Ben Crombie in that quarter, he wants to play in another final series, and we know he can do damage at St Albans.
So very interesting around the grounds at this stage, as you said, and players now are moving quickly to their positions to start the 3rd quarter. And it's going to take some sort of effort for them to actually get up over the Thompson, as I said, when he had, 4 goals kicked for the first half. So there's plenty of work to be done for both sides. East Geelong, as I said, if they want to maintain that top position, they can stretch the margin here. And for Thompson, as I said, a win all important if they want to keep their season alive. But at this particular stage, I don't know whether that's going to be happening anyway. Umpire now has ball in hand. Siren was about to start. Not too sure whether the boys are back from their halftime break either. But game now is on the way. The ball has been thrown up. Ruckman go at it again. Ball from Jarvis comes down. He tries to chase down his own ball and goes after it pretty hard. Coming through, picked up low. He was tackled immediately, and it's going to be held up. So the ball will go back to the umpire. Ball has moved itself towards the centre wing on the far side of the ground. Sobey and Jarvis go at it. Goes back towards low once again. Ground level. Picked up Spiteri, I think it is, on hands and knees. Will he need to get the ball out? Umpire's already blown the whistle. It doesn't matter. He will come in and we'll have a repeat of what we've had so far. And again, the ball up has been done. Sobey, handball at the back, this time low. He's able to get a quick kick into the forward line. Sneaking across was Hobbs. He did that very nicely. He has taken the mark down defensive 50, and he transfers play to the far side of the ground out towards centre wing. May have been a free kick there to Maguire, who was being held onto, I thought. And umpire didn't see it that way. Ball's gone over the boundary line, so a throw-in will take place out there. Umpire with the ball and throws it back in. Ball from Sobey, handed down, went towards Lemper. He couldn't take it cleanly. Gardner had it. He lost the ball. Again, picked up out there. Minari got the handball back in towards low once again. He goes long into their forward line. Eden went up, didn't take the mark. Went back to Wezard, now into the hands of Steele. Handball's back inside, but only as far as Della. And he runs from the half-back line, kicks back towards centre wing. Hannessy's out there. 2 opponents, and the ball has gone back over the boundary line. So not a lot happening early in this 3rd quarter. I think Thompson happy enough to play defensive football. Numbers back behind the contest. 7 or 8 players in the defensive end at the present time, so that's where they're going to attack from. Ball from that contest comes out. It's picked up there by Maguire. He goes back to the half-forward line. Cam working hard. Can't pick the ball up. It's going to be continue to be pushed towards the boundary line. Coming through now, Fanning. He is tackled and brought to ground. And again, umpire is going to have another ball up. As we said, this game hasn't reached any great heights.
Been very entertaining, though.
So both ruckmen are hanging on to each other there. Which way is he going to play it? He's going to play it against Sobey, and it's going to go to Jarvis. So Jarvis, a free kick.
Probably
attacking side of centre wing.
Close to a 50-metre penalty there as well. Not handing the ball straight back.
So Jarvis now being directed to go back behind his mark, and he will now put Thompson's side into attack. Goes towards their half-forward line. Ball gets out the back. Coming through Dixon, didn't pick the ball up, got the handball out the back, put his team under a bit of pressure. Ball's gone back underneath a group of players on the far side, and again without the ball coming back, umpire's going to call for it back. So almost 3 minutes into this third quarter. Scores have not changed, with Thompson being 1-3, East Geelong 3-6.
Here we go. 50 metres out from Thompson's goal. A breakaway from the pack, and then that was silky done by the East Geelong player. He gets it out wide to Payne, and then Payne inboard is a great kick. Hits McLean. So McLean's going to go quickly out wide to find Monaghan. Monaghan looks up. So Thompson have well covered the open space. Beardsall has the ball now. He's just going to take the easy option and find McLean. McLean takes the mark just in front of the club rooms. He's going to go back to Beardsall. So Thompson do have two behind the ball at the moment, then a good kick to Crombie. And we know how good his skills are, especially going inside forward 50. Goes in the path of Ezard. Can he take the mark? Yes!
Look at
that. Caleb Eden wasn't in the worst position, but the two Calebs combined, actually, and versed each other, and it was Yazard who won out. So he has the opportunity to kick East Geelong's fourth goal in the first of this second half from no more than 35 metres out, directly in front. Usually a pretty good kick as he approaches for goal now. Ezard kicks. He's already celebrated. He's kicked. 139 to 4:6:30. We've gone 4 minutes 20 in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
Well, you look at that lead up. I understand in the other quarter, one of us did say you don't want to see so much chip-to-chip footy that it becomes too cute and all that. But I suppose East Geelong, that's the game plan they're going to try and implement on St Albans. You may as well do it now, especially when you're forward six. On average, are probably 2 inches taller than Thompson's back six. Ezard and Steele just towering over their opponents, really. And, of course, now's the chance for them to break open that lead and get players like Beardsall and Crombie on the board as well.
So umpire with ball back in the middle of the ground now, and it's thrown up once again. This time Jarvis taps the ball down. Minari, he couldn't take it cleanly out of the middle. Handball, I think it ends up, I'm not sure who's on the ground there. It was Ollis got the ball outside. Lemper goes backwards to Monaghan. Monaghan, boot the ball, goes out wide. McLean runs onto it, and he takes the mark. So McLean's got the ball. Just defensive side over there, centre wing. He wants to go back into the middle. Again, kick was dangerous, but he's found low. Wants to play on now, put himself under a bit of pressure. Player coming up from behind the ball was O'Brien Henderson, and that's what he's been able to use. They play on now, and they go long into their forward line. Oh, that was a nice flat kick. Actually, I thought that got through there. Ends up in the hands there of Osbrook, but there's a free kick being given. And I'm not too sure what's happened. Must have been a high tackle, but looks like the indication was.
High tackle.
I reckon that might have been Simmons that kicked that ball into the forward line. It wasn't... he comes off the ground, so that was Simmons that had that ball on the far side. So Benny Crombie now, an opportunity to kick 2 early goals for East Geelong. Will this open up things for them? He likes it off the boot. Umpire has not even moved, and head has gone straight through the middle. So they now have their 5th goal. They're 5-6 East Geelong. They lead Thompson on 1-3 and just over 6 minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
So that's where the floodgates open, and now I guess the theme of the next half now for East Geelong with this momentum is who keeps their spot in the side, because players like a Zach Smith and a John McIntyre, they're going to return come finals. This is where the bottom 4 players in East Geelong's 22 today go, you know what,
Ben Mulville.
Mulville's another. There's 3 people we got to highlight now that'll put their hands up and say, this spot's mine, you're not taking it off me, Ned. This is what I'm going to show you I can do for the next 40 minutes.
Ned might be able to enjoy the comforts of just coaching rather than playing.
I don't think he'll be that diplomatic.
So back in the middle now, Jarvis straight down to Maguire. That was good tap work. Comes out to the Lemper. He couldn't quite cover the ball. Maguire now to Cam. Cam sends Thompson inside forward 50. If he can, just bouncing. Now they get it out wide to Sammy Lowe. Lowe goes out to centre wing. He finds Earlsbrook. His coach. So he looks up to steal if he wants him. It's going to be a dart. It's over his head. Wasn't his best kick. Now gathered by Freeman. Freeman didn't even look where he kicked it, but it's going to work out. Hennessy nearly spoiled Cam, but Cam gets the ball in the end. Now in the path of McLeod, the milestone man. O'Brien Henderson did well with the fist. Now he's still involved here. Jacko keeps it in. Now the ball is going to end up over the boundary line. So good contest by Jacko McLeod on that occasion. And we'll have a stoppage 50 metres out from Thompson's goal. So, Alex, I don't know if you've got the scores there, but I think the very similar scores right now to the game in round 4 they played last time these two teams met.
96-point margin in favour of East Geelong.
But was it a slow start?
Nah.
It wasn't?
East Geelong
Nah,
just
was it?
broke
Yeah,
out of
right.
the gates. The three of us, we were at North Geelong Anarchy
Gotcha.
that day.
So, ball back in now. Hasn't moved from the position it was. It's just got out of Thompson's forward 50. Coming through quick was Beardsall. He couldn't gather the ball. Burke's involved there as well. And then Joes gets a little chip kick. Umpire says not 15, play on. I think it was Lemper. What a beautiful kick that was out wide. Didn't give Josh Cam a chance to intercept it. It was Steele who took the mark, and then Burke gets caught in the middle of the ground. Umpire says play on. Dalla, he's got to have some composure. He just kicks a bit of a mongrel kick forward. Coming across Cam, nearly a great mark. Kerr's involved there as well. Can he gather the ball? He can't quite. Hannessy took on 2 or 3. Umpire gave him an eternity and still said play on. O'Brien Henderson now's got to gather. Under a lot of pressure here is East Geelong, and it was a good kick, and Kerr couldn't do anything because it was a good mark taken by McLean. He's going to go inboard and finds Monaghan. Monaghan's going to go for the switch out wide. So, opportunity they want it as Sammy Lowe and then to Beardsall. So, Beardsall, one of their better kicks, goes out wide, finds his teammate, and now they're going to keep running. Steele's got it now. He's going to look inboard. They've got numbers lining up here. Lemper dropped the easiest of marks and then got cleaned up. So wouldn't expect that from him. Now the rush kick forward. Hannessy did really well. Then takes a bounce. Keeps looking. Great kick out in front of Geordie Cam. So, and he'll have a shot from 45 metres on a tough angle.
Brilliant work. Of course, Thompson's last only goal of the game was the 4-minute mark by this man on that end of the ground.
Had opportunities. Maguire missed that one from no more than 15 metres out, directly in front, pretty much. So, big kick in more ways than one. Didn't look like he kicked through it. Hasn't a prize that gone through. Just touched on the line. Yes. So, minor score 1-4 now. Thompson 10 to 5-6-36. We've gone 10 minutes in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
So, nice shot, but just a little bit short. Again, dangerous kicking in from full back, but it's been able to find Mulville. Mulville now will go short once again. I'll tell you what, if they're going to play this at St Albans, it might be something they're going to try, but I hope they're going to affect it a little bit better than what they're doing here because they're going to put themselves under a lot of pressure. Ball goes back into the forward line there. Ball is taken out there by Butler. He was tackled immediately, and he has been brought to ground. You can do that sort of game, but I think they're trying to do it a little bit too quick. They need to take that little bit more time. So the ball now from that ruck contest, Jose goes after it. He can't win possession of it, but he keeps the ball in their forward half. It now comes out the back into the hands of Patiri, into the forward line. McLeod across the front of the pack takes a mark, and he can go back and look at his first goal of the afternoon. And the second goal for Thompson. He's in range. Just needs to kick a straight ball from there, from the pocket.
I'll tell you what, Alex, if there's anyone to kick a goal to get Thompson up and about right now, it would be this man, the milestone man, Jackson McLeod.
Only 4 goals this season. Made his debut round 1 of 2006. Jackson McLeod on Thompson's Past Players Day. Take a bow.
He has got it straight through the middle, and umpire did not move there. Thompson now to 2-4. East Geelong on 5 goals, 6. We have gone almost 12 minutes. P&R Foods third quarter.
Only his 4th goal this season. There's every chance this could even be his last game. You'd hate to admit it, but if they pull off a fairy tale win, I'd almost go out now. Presuming they can't make finals. Yeah. Presuming.
Yeah, but, as I said, a lot of clubs need a lot of things going right, but that's been happening over the last couple of weeks.
Bannockburn's found some momentum. 7-7-49 Winchelsea. Bannockburn 6-7-43. So there's clearly a scoring end at Eastern Reserve today.
Yep, ball now back in the middle of the ground. Spiteri will come out and get boot the ball. Did that nicely. Got it out towards centre wing. Gardner's out there. He's got an opponent out there, and I couldn't see who that player was. Tackle's been laid. Might have been Visserton, I think, again. It was. He's on hands and knees. He's going to hand the ball back to the umpire. So, again, the umpire's there, but the ruckmen have also made their way across. Jarvis, ball out the back. He goes towards Wilson, tried to keep the ball alive, but he's been pushed off the ball. Ball comes out the back and again picked up. I reckon that's Patiri once again. Had it and lost it. Went back after it. A little kick off the ground by Sobey. Didn't clear the contest. It's still sitting within there. And again, now East Geelong with the ball. They bring the ball back into the middle of the ground. Ball's got a little bit of carry on it. Over the top it goes. Lowndes runs onto it. Azard comes at him, but he goes long. Lowndes towards the goals. It's going to run through for a minor score. And we'll move East Geelong now to 5-7. Thompson on 2 goals for. 13 minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
So you said he's kicked 4 goals this year. Was that his 5th, Alex? Or was that his 4th?
I believe 4th.
That could be the most important one this year. Let's see how Thompson respond here. Hobbs goes in front of us in the commentary position, and it was punched away from Ciroli. Burke couldn't gather the ball and have a ball in. So, ball in now. Sun's out. Conditions a lot better than it was in the first quarter. Jarvis fights for front position. Now Freeman gathers it. Just seems to get better with age, that bloke, as it comes through and it got through Geordie Cam's legs and goes out of bounds. So another ball in front of the Thompson faithful here. Big turnout today for the past Players' Day. It's great to see. Country footballers. Ball comes out the back now. Spiteri couldn't quite gather it now. Butler, he takes player on him though. He was taken high, so I was not too happy about that. He's had a couple go against him today, and Butler's going to go out to Wilson. He takes the mark. He's got Russell for the hands if he wants him. He isn't going to take that option. He's going to keep moving further afield. It's a great kick. And finds Maguire. I wasn't too sure he was looking. Had to be pinpoint accurate, and he absolutely was. So now Maguire to kick Thompson's 2nd in a row. You'd have to be 50 metres out at least. Have to kick at 55 against the boundary in front of the Thompson faithful on past Players' Day. He looks to set it up in the path of Cam. Comes off his hands. Gardner's there as well. There might be a stoppage. There is 20 out from Thompson's goal. We're up again now. Umpire not wasting any time. Cam in the ruck for the time being. Comes out wide to Payne. Can he gather the ball? He can. And then Burke had a great effort trying to get the ball out of this player's hands, but it was well done by Lowndes. He now takes a bounce. Archers his back and then get pushed after he kick it, so it will be downfield. And that wasn't needed from Jarvis because they had the players behind the ball. So it's going to go to Ezard. He throws the ball at the ground, and Freeman's going to give away a 50-metre penalty because he threw the ball into the ground instead of giving it back to him in the air. So it will bring Ezard to within 30 metres out. It's a massive 50. Look at where he's taken him. He's taken him 75 metres here. He must have given another 50 away. And he's kicked the goal, Ezard. So after all of that, he must have been a 100-metre penalty. And East Geelong have responded with the goal. You see what happened there, Smithy?
No, I think it was only 50, mate. I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure where it was, but it was definitely good yardage.
Yes, so
some really good yardage.
At the end of that, East Geelong have kicked the goal. And it's going to be Ezard. He's kicked his 3rd now, is that right?
Yes.
2-4-16 Thompson, a 6-7-43. East Geelong leading. 16 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
Now, I missed it. Was it a Connectel goal of the day? I want you to start peppering
it. It was a shot from the goal square.
No, that's enough. Let's get some
the ball
better
back
ones.
in the middle this time. Jarvis, he brings the ball down. Again, the players go after it. Maguire on hands and knees, but he can't bring the ball out, and umpire can't see it coming out, so he's asked for it back. So a ball up in the same spot as last, right in the middle of the ground here. Thrown up once again. This time from the ruck contest, Jarvis kicks the ball into their half-forward line. Cam goes after it, shows good pace, turns him inside out, gets back on his right boot, goes long into their forward line, but that kick wasn't great at all. Went out of bounds on the full. Free kick is going to go to East Geelong, and that will be taken right beside the behind post. So again, they bring the ball out this time. They're going to go a little bit longer this time, so it's Dixon that brings the ball out, long out toward Ezard. Ball spoiled from the contest, runs over the boundary, and we will have a throw-in which will take place.
You mentioned the crowd's building. Of course, 20-year premiership reunion for the 2005 grand final side at Thompson, defeating Pariah that day.
Ball from that ruck contest goes out the back, picked up out there. Oh, the kick wasn't great, and that was from Payne into the hands of Josie. He plays on quickly, goes back into their half-forward line. McLeod's the target. Ball gets through. There's a holding decision, and it's going to go towards McLeod. This time, the free kick. So, again, I reckon probably be where he is. He's maybe just outside range. Looks at his options now and decides to go low, quick into the goal square. Has the carry. Mark has been taken down there. East Geelong. But there's a free kick being given, is there?
Thompson.
It's going to go to Thompson, and it's Butler by the looks of it. And he will go back and now try and kick his first goal of the afternoon. And try and drag Thompson just that little bit closer back. Kick off the boot. I'll tell you what, he's only just stuck it through, I think. He has. And he has got his first of the afternoon and the third now for Thompson. They move to 3-4. They trail East Geelong on 6 goals, 7. 19 minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
There must be a Bermuda Triangle in that goal square. I saw Josh Mawson for Anarchy miss after the quarter time siren directly in front 3 rounds ago. So, I don't know, Archie. You guys buried something in that goal square that we don't know of.
Don't ask me, mate. I don't leave it when I'm playing.
It's true. Shut down defender, you mean?
Exactly
Lockdown.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're back
boy.
in the middle now. Could have been a free kick to Jarvis. Umpire says play on. Great hands over the top to Joe. So got some momentum here, Thompson. That's a good mark taken, going back with a flight by Fanning. He now is going to go short. The teammate out wide and then further along. So bringing the ball towards true centre wing here. Now one more. Thompson have the numbers, although the ball hits the deck and then a good tackle laid. It might have been from Dalla, it was, so we'll have a stoppage just forward of centre. So up again now. Jarvis back palms it, trying to get it to a teammate, and it's going to be another stoppage, it seems. Throw a blanket over 10 players at the moment. 20 and a half minutes gone in this contest so far. 3-4, 22 to 6-7, 43. We're back in it again here. Now East Geelong take it away and go inside forward 50. Well placed is Dalla, although he put his teammate off in Cam. Now they've got an opportunity. It's a good tackle laid. The umpire says it's going to have a ball in. I don't think Thompson wouldn't have kicked consecutive goals. Is that right, Alex?
In this match?
No. Yes.
Not quite yet.
So could be the opportunity to kick for the first time consecutive goals. A long way coming back in this contest as McLeod comes up to the ball now. Couldn't quite trap it. Then the ball ends up over the boundary line. So umpire gathers the ball. It's going to be Jarvis. Ruck gets it down. Then trying to win his own ball out, although it was Ezard who did really well for East Geelong. Here they go. It's an opportunity for Beardsall in the path of Ezard. Here he is. Then gets tackled. Got rid of Eden. His opponent still keeps the ball in. Now a handball around the corner. It might have been Doyle. Still an opportunity over the top. Couldn't quite. And it's a good mark taken by Josh Cam. So Josh Cam, last line of defence. He's going to go out wide. Jumping over the top. Gardner couldn't quite bring it down. Then lays a really good tackle. And the ball's going to end up over the boundary line. So 22 minutes gone. 3-4, 22, 6-7, 43. East Geelong leading this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
Well, in case you're peckish, Routleys do a good pie, and I reckon Josh Cam's now a leading contender for the Routleys mark of the day.
Why can they come from the ground? They've got a bit of claret from the nose. No, you can go in, mate. You're right. So Maguire coming from the ground, being replaced there by Wilson.
Maguire's the co-captain, isn't he?
He was. I think this year it's shared with Smets.
Okay, well then he's the captain. I called Dylan Josie the acting captain before, but my apologies to the Maguire household.
Ball from the ruck contest goes down quickly. Brought back in some Beardsall back towards the big fella in Ezard. Couldn't take the mark. Ball on ground level now. And again, it's not going to be going any further as players converge on it.
I thought Smith was
That would be throwing back in again. This time Ezard doing the ruck work from that ruck contest. Picked up by Hump Beach. Tries to work his way out of the contest. He's tackled. Umpire said he had a fair crack at it, but couldn't get the ball out. So Beardsall is going to be rewarded with a free kick about 25 to 30 metres out, almost directly in front. So Beardsall hasn't had a look at the goals today, but this will be his first good opportunity. And the kick, East Geelong 7th. I would say normally here's a good kick, and that has gone straight through the middle. Jack Beardsall has his first. East Geelong, their 7th. They're 7-7. They lead Thompson on 3 goals for 24 minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
Well, you've got to be careful what you say on the mic, but this time it's for a positive reason. I said as soon as they open those floodgates with Ezard's goal, players like Crombie and Beardsall can join on, and that's exactly what's happened. Singles to each of them. That was Jack Beardsall's 14th goal of the season.
For Blake to spend a lot of his time playing out of a back pocket, he's found himself up the ground this year.
Just comes back to Daniel Freeman's 50-metre penalty he gave away as well. Thompson had a bit of a run on and it's taken now East Geelong 2 goals in a row. So back in the middle, Jarvis does his own roving work and then gets it down. Although Lemper stole the ball and then tried to get through it. And he had to be holding the ball. It is now. So Matera and his opposite try to go forward. 2 players. They both end up taking the mark. I think it was Monahan who's claimed it. That could be a contender. And then they go out wide. So, back in board now. Happy to chip it around here, East Geelong. It's easy to do in the conditions are like this with the sun out. So now they find Sammy Lowe. He's got some space in front of him. He's going to go for the inboard pass. The man, he just took a great mark in Monahan. He's going to go back again. Put a bit of air on it, but McLean was good enough to take the mark and then a chip over the top to Minari. So Minari has a player out wide if he wants to use him, he will. And so Brian Henderson, he goes down the line slowly by himself, got through his hands, and then a couple of players wrap the ball up. So we'll have a stoppage 45 metres out from East Geelong's goal. Steele in the ruck for the time being. Jarvis has dominated that for most of the day. Dalla went out, couldn't quite take the mark, was Butler, and then he did really well to get the hands out to Joes. Joes puts it in front of Cam. How's the umpire going to see that? He's going to say, ball, throw it in. So, ball in front of the club rooms here.
300 gamer, Jackson McLeod, bottom of your screen, just having another rest. Half time, boys. The other 21 were in the change rooms. He was getting a rub down for about half an hour, it felt like. Doing everything they can to keep the car going just for a few more Ks.
So, yeah, Sovi's going to win the free kick and go inboard. And then it was a good kick that found Payne. So Payne looks up. He might kick in the path to Steele. He doesn't. And coming across, dropping the mark, no. And then eventually taking it in the second grab was Cam. So he's played well back down there today. He's got Humpage short if he wants him. He's also got Dalla. He's going to go closer to us, just in front of us in the broadcast position. Cam was being held. A ball nearly takes a backwards mark. Then it ends up in Burke's hands. He tries to get the ball forward. Minari gathers and then sends East inside forward 50. Freeman lost it in the sun. And then gathering the ball down there again is Cam. He falls over and he's given a throw.
You can't.
So he fell over. I don't think he was even being tackled.
Okay.
And the umpire's given a throw. So it's going to be a goal to East Geelong. And it's going to go to Lowndes. So 3-4-22. So now 8-7-55.
And I'll tell you this, guys, there's some amused faces on the East Geelong interchange. They're not saying no to that one. But,
An interesting decision
Yeah, I'm
nonetheless.
going to watch that replay at 3/4 time. Let's timestamp it. Where are we? 3:49 p.m. All right. I'm going to go full review tonight. Yeah.
Not too much more to say about that.
Nah. No, although I'll tell you, who else is relieved? That's Bellpost Hill. They're relieved that other game was reversed a few weeks ago, because if it wasn't, they'd actually be out of finals contention right now.
So from the ruck contest, ball's taken out by Jarvis, kicks the ball long back into their half-forward line. Did well, Cam. Tapped the ball over the top, straightened himself up, kicked towards goal. And that is a good finish. Jordan Cam will have his second of the afternoon and now give Thompson their fourth. They move to 4-4. They trail East Geelong on 8-7. And 28, almost 29 minutes gone, P&R Foods third quarter.
If they just had one healthy forward they could put up there right now and enable Cam to go in the middle, they could go back into this game.
So Cam and Jarvis would play in the middle together?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's what worked for him in the second half of last week's game against Winchelsea.
But did they win?
They did, well, they won that quarter.
But who kicked their goals for them?
Jackson McLeod kicked one, and some of the younger ones kicked a few.
Yeah, so they haven't got the options. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, well, that's what I'm saying at the start of the story. Is hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. It's easy to do it one week, but as I said, the next against different opposition makes it a little bit harder. Ball this time from the ruck contest. Player dives on top. Sammy Lowe was pushed into the ground, but the ball didn't come out, so umpire was asking for it back. Again, the ball up right in the middle. Both ruckman down. Sobey gets the ball down into the hands of Ollis, who gives a little quick kick is okay because the mark has been taken out there by Payne. He wants to go a little bit longer now and delivers the ball towards that full forward position. Ball over the top. Eden had a good grab at it but couldn't finish it off. That was a tackle. Was it high? In the back it was. And a free kick is going to go to Burke. So Burke is about 30 metres out from his defensive goal. He's going to go that little bit longer out towards Cam again. Comes up at the contest. Didn't have the first one. Couldn't finish it off. Butler handballs over the top. That was a good handball because he got the 1-2 back again. Needed to get rid of it. Did so to Jarvis, and Jarvis puts boot to ball. It goes into their half-forward line. Another opportunity here. Hennessy over the top. Running player Hobbs can run in, and he can finish as well.
That is your player of the day.
That's the first goal for Jackson Hobbs, and the fifth now for Thompson. They are 5-4. They trail East Geelong on 8-7. We've just gone over 30 minutes. P&R Foods third quarter.
And that is your Kempe Engineering play of the day.
What a play it was as well. And Geordie Cam, what a goal that was, the last one. And then from coast to coast, Jackson Hobbs took the responsibility himself. He's a backman as well, so he found his way down there. Was composed enough to finish off. Good finish from Thompson. They got some momentum now. It's only 21 points.
And if you're a Thompson listener, you don't see the footage, guess what? Trav Maguire on the interchange gates, ready to return into the match. So there's hope for the home side.
So back down now. Down the throat of, it was Spiteri, and he's wrapped up. So we'll go again. And just on that, Alex, could you throw Trav down forward maybe and put Geordie Cam in the mid? Is that an option?
How good is he as a contested mark?
Pretty good.
Well, then, look, why not?
So then Humpage goes out wide and laces out Kerr. So Finlay Kerr takes the mark near the middle of the ground. And then gets smothered, it looks like he does. And then couldn't quite find a teammate. East Geelong turned the ball over. And then there's going to be a stoppage in the middle of the ground. What's that, Alex?
Who's 39 for Thompson?
Humpage.
Humpage is in a lot of pain. He's 60 out from East Geelong's goal. He's back to the play, and
let's hope he's all right. So the ball coming forward. East Geelong playing one behind the ball. He just gets rid of Kerr. Sits him down and then sends him inside forward 50. Steele going back to the fight. Couldn't take the mark. Now Eden, composed handball to Maguire. Now Butler has it all to do out here. He's got to find a target. Kicks it in the path. Cam's going to be about 4. He's somehow won the ball. Cam now 50 out. Can he find a target? The siren's gone. It's going to bounce. Is it a minor score? It is. So an entertaining finish for the quarter. 5-5-35 to 8-7-55. 32 minutes gone in that quarter. It's 20 points to margin, and we have one left to play. That quarter was brought to you by P&R Foods.
And goal kickers to this stage of the game. Cam with 2, one each to McLeod, Hobbs and Butler, and for East Geelong, Ezard with 3, and then single goals to Beardsall, Crombie, Steele, Lemper, and Lowndes. Take a short break, come back, final quarter action. Not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Parts of the afternoon. I've got to give it two more plugs. The live ladder as it sits right now, with 1 round remaining after this weekend. East Geelong on top. Belmont Lions are closing in on percentage of them, so they'll both be on 52 points if they can both win their games today. Belmont Lions certainly. I reckon East Geelong are at about 75%. I'm going to make that call. So North Geelong, if they lose to Anarchy, they're currently behind, they slip to 3rd, but they're still a game above 4th with 48 premiership points. And then this log jam entering the final round. So it looks like the Inverleigh Hawks are 4th with 40 premiership points with the highest percentage. Anarchy also on 40 premiership points if they beat North Geelong today. They will hold on to 5th spot. Bellpost Hill, if they cannot get the win over Inverleigh, they will slip out of the 5 for the first time in about 7 rounds. They're 6th. They're also on 4 premiership points. And the Thomson Tigers, well, they've entered this game on 40 premiership points. In fact, Thompson's been on 40 premiership points for about 3 weeks now. I think this will be the longest losing streak they've had under Paul Lynch. And, of course, one other thing, Werribee Central's fans, if you want to remain in finals contention, you need Geelong West to win this final quarter and win the game against... you want North Geelong to beat Anarchy this afternoon, which doesn't look like it's happening. Andrew Bosley with 4 goals for the Roos, so massive there. But look, Thompson are miraculously only 20 points down at 3/4 time. That's no disrespect to anyone. Paul Lynch said in his 23 years of coaching, he's never seen 15 of his best 22 out with injury, especially when they're still in finals contention. So we've got an exciting half an hour ahead.
We do. And just what we were talking about off there as well, Alex, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a season where just as a competition of a whole, the amount of injuries is just unbelievable. But talking about East Geelong, and one of the key players they have out is Zach Smith, and how important he is to their lineup and their setup forward of the ball. You think of when they get him back, at how much it's going to change the way that they play as well. And you can obviously see they miss him at the moment because the two keys in Steele and Ezard have a lot more responsibility. And I think he's still second in the league goal kicking, actually, Smith. But it was very interesting.
From the 96-point win East had last time they played in round 4, East have 15 players from that day. Mind you, that side back then might not have been their best side. Thompson only have 13. So Thompson from that day are missing Paul Davis, who had 15 disposals, Billy Smets, Sam Jacker, who had 22 disposals, Jay Diffie, Charles Russell.
No, Charlie Russell's playing.
Oh, he's playing, all right. So that 14, which means they're still missing 8 players. Alex Antisev, Jack Stone, Ben Kamarick had 39 disposals, 7 rebounds off 50. And those are the names that played that game. You've also got Jacob Knights. Yeah. You'd have Lucas Boyd. Geez, there'd be a fair few other ones. Who's the other tall bloke that's missing today?
Darcy Troop.
Darcy Troop, I know. Who's the other one with the mustache? Or was that Boyd?
Mowat.
Mowat, yeah,
yep,
he's down
there's
back.
one.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting to see. And they reckon that they're going to get a few back next week as well, which is good to see.
I'd almost ask in an intra-club who'd win, the available Thompson players today versus the best of the injured list. It'd be a pretty good Thursday night game.
Well, final quarter action is about to start. Umpire has ball in hand, and he is throwing the ball in the air. So we're underway, last quarter. And it's a ball from the middle of the ground. Ends up in the hands of Mulville, out the back to Lemper. Looking for some options coming from behind. Didn't have him. Went back to Mulville now. Gets on that left foot. Goes into their half-forward line. Kick wasn't well directed. Mark has not been taken out there. Picked up out there by Russell. Got the handball back outside. McLean follows up. Into the hands now of Crombie. Right boot goes long into their forward line. And standing back in the hole, Jose has made good ground defensively. Has taken the mark. And it's going to be Dylan Jose, about 25 out from goal now, and transfers play back towards the clubroom side of the ground. Ball gets over the back. Again, Della just kicks the ball off the ground, goes into their half-forward line. Freeman gets out the back. Opportunity for him here, just can't pick the ball up. Geez, he was held on to there. Had to be a free kick, and was. And Daniel Freeman will be the recipient. So Dan Freeman being moved forward for this last quarter. And a great opportunity here for them to start this final quarter with a goal.
And he owes them one, Dale, as well. If we go back to that last quarter where he gave away that 50-metre penalty.
5 minutes of this guy's brilliance could change things around. The kick wasn't great, went across the face of goal. Oh, was nearly marked out there, but now Sobey has going to push it through for a minor score to the Thompson side. They move to 5-6, 8-7 to East Geelong, and the ball looking to be brought back in quickly. But now they've decided just to hold things up just a little bit. McQueen is going to be the bloke kicking in from full-back position. He transfers the ball. That's a long kick going out of defence. Going front of the contest. Picked up Thompson. Opportunity to bring the ball back inside. Osbrook over the top. He is tackled there by a player in the Spiteri. And the ball up will take place.
So 55 metres out from Thompson's goal. Ball up now. Jarvis wins the ball as himself and as today. Gets to Joe to McFadgen. McFadgen's going to be quick. He was tackled after he had it. Umpire said play on. Comes out now. Trying to go with the ball was Simmons. Couldn't quite. Now the umpire says give it to me. 50 metres out from Thompson's goal. We'll have a stoppage. So this first goal, this last quarter, massive in the context of this match. The ramifications that come the ladder as well as they go forward here. Thompson in the path to Cam. He couldn't quite take the mark. McLeod's out the back. He gets a play. It's going to be a free kick. If he got him lower, it could have been holding the ball, but it was well done from the East player in Dixon to hold his ground. And now he goes out wide looking for Reza. Big fly. Couldn't quite take the mark. I think it was Monaghan. He's had a couple of flies today. Now Sammy Lowe. It's the hands back, the little shake and bake it was from Mulville, and then they sell themselves in a little bit of trouble. How's the umpire going to see it? He's going to say, give it to me, no prior opportunity. So exciting stuff in this start of this fourth quarter.
Again, for our radio listeners, if Thompson kick it forward, the names are McLeod, Jordan Cam, Hennessy, and Daniel Freeman. 4 very handy forwards. Thing is, they've got to kick it to them.
4 premiership players from last year. So, ball is up again. We're 50 metres out. Jarvis just has a hack kick at it. It goes to Freeman. He's trying to get out. He couldn't quite. So, there's going to be another stoppage. 45 now from Thompson's goal. Jarvis Again, Sobey gets it in the path to McFadden. Couldn't quite. Now Butler's underneath. And now they're 40 metres out from their goal. So they're gaining territory here, Thompson. They're going to play. They had 2 on McLeod there for a second. They're going to play an extra run back. It might be O'Brien, Henderson, or Payne. Now it comes out. Oh, no. Sammy Lowe spoiled his own teammate in Monaghan. Now O'Brien, Henderson. He's out of bounds. He can't quite. They're going to keep the ball in. Cam, was it a mark? Umpire says
Payne it. Oh.
well done from Truck Maguire. Kept the ball in, kicked it to the top of the square, and Jordan Cam is going to have a shot from the goal square to kick the first goal of this last quarter and reduce the margin. He's kicked it, and Thompson, they're a chance. First blood of the last quarter. 6-6-42. They're only a couple of goals behind now, and there's 4.5 minutes gone in this last quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance. East Geelong at 8-7-55 to Thompson 6-6-42. The margin is currently 13 points.
Well, 13 points, and all of a sudden the Eagles forwards that haven't had a lot of the footy, they're now looking at it and going, we're going to have to stand up. As soon as we win this centre clearance, we're going to have to make sure that we're presenting, because all of a sudden we've got a ball game.
You asked me earlier in the day, when do they get rid of the players behind the ball? The answer is now, Alex.
Yep.
So ball is just being brought back to the middle of the ground. They're persisting with the extra one down back anyway, because at least one East Geelong defender is here by himself. Stands just outside the centre back position. So the ball now with the umpire. Thrown back up this time. Ruckman go at it. Jarvis tries to bring the ball down. Does so on hands and knees. Got the handball out. Osbrook comes through the contest into the hands of Mulville. Mulville back into their half-forward line. Mark not taken out there. Handball goes back inside from Doyle. Again, Crombie now looks to deliver the ball out wide towards Ezard. Ball gets over the top. Steals there. At ground level, picked up there by Eden. Got the handball away, only as far as Ezard. And he goes back over the top of his head. Back into towards his teammate there. But unfortunately enough there for Thompson, he is tackled not by one, by two, and maybe even a third player. Umpire said incorrect disposal. Free kick going to Maguire. So Maguire now on the half-back line. He's going to deliver the ball longer. Goes towards centre wing. Target out there. Sobey didn't try and take the mark. Ball comes down to Mulville. Gets the handball inside to Wallace. Wallace has got a teammate outside in Simons, but he can't keep the ball in the field of play, and it will go over with a throw-in to take place. So East Geelong, they do require a steadier here, because Thompson are still coming and coming pretty hard. Ball from the contest. Mulville had it, lost it, went back and collected it once again. Right boot round the body, and the mark is going to be taken out there. I reckon that might be Russell that's taken the mark. Decided to play on, put himself under pressure, but he's able to get the boot away towards his teammate in Cam. Ball gets through the back, picked up. Freeman tries to shake and bake. Ball goes out to Hennessy, back to Freeman. He's lost possession of the ball, goes back after it once again, dives on top of it. Umpire will say it's okay, and a ball up will take place inside forward 57 minutes gone. Final quarter, 6-6-42. Thompson 8-7, East Geelong.
That was Ciroli down back for four. Spiffy. I think it was his first mark of the day, and it was a good one at an important time. Ball back in now. Handball over the top. Here's Gardner. Snap on ball and a good fist away on that occasion. It was from Fanning playing one-on-one in the goal square with Geordie Cam, and he saw that one over the boundary line. So we'll have a ball in 15 metres out from Thompson's goal.
It had fairy tale all over it. A Gardner wearing the 37, snapping against East Geelong to get him back in the game on Past Players Day.
I don't have to say how important this next goal is. Ball back in. Cam grabs it, was tackled straight away. Now the umpire says no prior opportunity. We'll have a stoppage 30 metres out. This is a little bit pushing and shoving. Umpire's going to get along with it quickly here. So Cam up, ball down. He's Sobey throws it on the boot. Here's an opportunity. It's Hennessy. He's got to beat two, and the ball's going to beat all comers and go out of bounds. We'll have another stoppage 10 metres out. Ball in. 8:20 gone. Thompson 13 points down. And Jacko McLeod's 300th and Past Players Day.
And top of the table A grade
Yeah.
game as well. And is it Sponsors Day as well?
Oh,
It's
and
I reckon
massive
there's-
ramifications in the ladder
I
as
think
well.
there's 15 days in one day.
Cam came through quickly, couldn't quite gather the ball, and I think for this last quarter is someone's gonna be the match winner. It's gonna be Geordie Cam. He's in the ruck here. He gathers the ball, tackled straight away. No prior opportunity. Have another stoppage here.
Well, I'll give you this much. Regardless of the final score, Geordie Cam will be featuring in my votes.
100% as the ball comes out now. It's an opportunity from the boundary. No, back inboard. Cam! He has it. It was Silky from Hennessy on the boundary line. He somehow kept himself in, lowered the eyes. He didn't blaze away. Kicks inside. I don't know if it travelled the required 15 metres, but he found Cam at the top of the square. And how many has he kicked, Dale?
3.
This is for his 4th. Thompson have kicked 6. This is going to reduce it to a 7-point margin with 10 minutes gone in this last quarter. Geordie Cam from the top of the goal square. With Thompson, the walking wound at the moment. He's kicked the goal. 7-6, 48 to 8-7-55. We've gone 10 minutes in this last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance. And Alex, how big is momentum in this last quarter?
Well, Geordie Cam, I thought he was sensational for Thompson when they were depleted last week. He's just equalled his career best tally of 4 goals. But the last time he kicked that this season was against bottom of the table Karaya. He's doing this against a premiership contender in East Geelong. And I know I'm sounding stubborn, guys, but if they could kick one more goal, I'd put him in the middle just for a bit, because that's when the rest of the forwards will step up. I know Jackson McLeod is on his last legs, but he might have 10 more minutes in his career. He'll kick a winning goal as well.
So back in the middle we go again. Jarvis has done well. Got the ball out towards Osbrook. He dives over the top of it again. Ball is kept alive at East Geelong now, trying to get the ball from that ground. But McLean will be the player that brings the ball. Hands it back to the umpire. Again thrown up. Jarvis may have been held on to there. Kick was smothered off the boot. McLean goes after it. Picked up Beardsall through the contest. Handball's out to low. Needs some support. Has it out wide. They go out to Minari. Minari now wants to get back on his right foot. Handball's outside. Got a player there in Lowndes. Lowndes steps back inside. Looks up. That's a good use. And that's good delivery. Steele comes up and takes the mark. Has one for the afternoon and needs to slot this one through. Andrew Steele from about 35 to 40 metres out directly in front of goal. And this is his opportunity here. Steps in, kicks that goal, and that is straight, gun barrel straight, and straight through the middle. And East Geelong, they have their 9th and just provides a little bit of a margin. They're 9-7. Thompson are 7 goals, 6, and we have gone 12 minutes. Final quarter, Morris Finance scoreboard.
Well, it wasn't only the East Geelong fans that were relieved when he kicked that. I'll go one better when he marked that right in front of goal. It was also the Inverleigh fans, the Anarchy fans, and the Bellpost Hill fans. So there is so much. There's 12 months of work for all these different separate sets of clubs with almost every kick in this game. And this is why this is the 94.7 FM match of the day.
Back in the middle we go once again. Ball thrown up. This time Jarvis again takes it out of the middle. Kicks into their half-forward line. Freeman knocks it further afield. McLeod came out. Couldn't get the bounce. Ball gone back inside. Osbrook. His kick wasn't great. Goes back towards centre wing. Picked up out there. Maguire goes out towards Jose. He's tackled. Brought to ground at ground level. Ball is picked up. Well, Wilson had a fair go at it. And now we have other players that are just pushing their bodies over the top of the ball. So it's been held up once again. Umpire to come in and throw it up on centre wing. Clubroom side of the ground. Jarvis again taps the ball down. Was some nice work out there. Went towards Burke. He couldn't pick the ball up. Was picked up by Osbrook. He goes in towards the big fella in Ezard. Kept the ball alive. Has Lowndes inside him. He's tackled. Well, actually, I'm not too sure he was tackled, or they just tackled the ball then. And it's been held up again. So again, right on the centre square. East Geelong have moved the ball into their forward half. The ball has been thrown up. Again, tapped down there, Jarvis. And a group of players around that contest once again. So umpire will ask for it back. Same position. Ball is thrown up again. Jarvis front position. Ball comes down. Coming through. Ollis got the handball away. Again, the ball gets out the back now. And again, Thompson needed to defend this ball strongly, which they've been able to hold up. So that will be a good result for them. So we've gone to almost 14 minutes. 7-6 Thompson. 9-7 to East Geelong.
So it shows a lot about how East Geelong can respond to a challenge as well. As Joes came through, got collect. There's a high tackle there, and it's going to go the way of East Geelong. It's going to get... So this might be... I couldn't see the player. They go inside forward 50. Kerr was involved as well. Eden trying to trap the ball. He does now. Then he's held out. Is the umpire going to see it? It's going to say hold in the man. So it's going to go the way of Caleb Eden. He's on the defensive 50 for Thompson. There's still only 14 minutes gone, so there's still a long time to go. In the path of McLeod. McLeod, ball gets over his head and Dalla couldn't impact it either. McLeod kept it in somehow. Umpire says didn't go out of bounds, and then Kerr and Dalla combined to see the ball over the boundary line.
And just as we see Jackson McLeod at the edge of our screens right now, sorry to the listeners that aren't watching the vision, that tap-on moment that kept him in play reminded me of that tackle he did on De Leon in the semi-final last year. It's a Jackson McLeod moment that'll keep the momentum going.
Ball was back in and tapped straight away towards the boundary line and over.
Giants
Giants
and Werribee are tied up at the present time.
Oh!
So ball in front of the Thompson faithful and the club rooms. Gets over the backs. Sobey won that tap. Allsbrook tackled. As the umpire going to see it? He's going to say no prior opportunity.
And Inverland, Inverland, Belpo still now a 2-goal margin.
Oh.
So up again. Trying to get it out was Jarvis. Couldn't quite. Coming through was Dalla. And he's going to win the free kick. It was against Ollis. He's had a few go against him today. So he's gone wide in the path of McLeod. Can he take the mark? He can. But Jacko McLeod's got it in his 300th game. He's going to send him inside forward 50. To the edge of 50. And Geordie Cam just lost his footing. And Fanning took the mark. Good defensive play from him. He's going to go inboard. Finds Ollis.
Been very impressed with Ollis today as well, guys.
Definitely is. Goes back. And then forwards going to ship the ball around at the moment. Still a long time to go as they're going to go out wide. Going to send this ball near centre wing. Coming up and a good mark taken by Lemper. Good lead. It looks further afield. Steele's down there if he wants him. Hannessy might cut this off. He can't quite, but then with the momentum, Dixon's happy to keep running. Goes down in the path of Steele. Over the top, big fist. There's Jarvis. Couldn't quite. Now it comes to Josh Cam. He just throws it on the boot in the path of Hannessy. Couldn't. Now Geordie Cam. He's kicked 4. He's running in between 40. Now to Freeman. Ball still there. It's a free kick. It's going to East Geelong. So defensive 50. Won the free kick and they're going to go back now.
So the ball now is in the hands of Visiton. Goes sideways now into the hands of O'Brien Henderson. So they've got players back beyond the contest. They'll use him. McLean is one of those. Dixon's still deeper on the other side of the ground, but he's not too sure now what he wants to do. He's going to come long. Clubroom side this time. Goes out. He's going to be looking for Payne. Payne can't take the mark, and ball has been pushed over the boundary line. A contest there was good from Maxi Della. Jozopovic looks like he's doing some ruck work now up against Jarvis. Ball front of the contest. Maguire put his head over it. Picked up out there by Ollis again. Out the back. Olsbrook kicks the ball round the body. Goes back towards Mulville. Slipped over but was smart enough to keep the ball alive now. Ball is nicely done into the hands of Payne. Once again goes into their forward line. Gets out the back. Lemper, can he run onto it? Can he keep it in? No, he can't. Ball goes over the boundary line. Throw in, which will take place deep in their attack. So we've got an opportunity here for East Geelong. Can't knock the effort of the Thompson side here this afternoon. Ball from that contest. Steele comes up to do the ruck work. Coming through. Beardsall kicks the ball into their half-forward line, coming out the ball. Nicely done by Eden. Got the handball outside, went back and collected it again, was tackled as he tried to come through the contest. He had no prior opportunity. Umpire decision is correct. And a ball up to take place about 40 metres out from East Geelong's goal. Jarvis taps the ball down. Hobbs has it. He's tackled and brought to ground once again. And again, umpire will call for it back. A goal here would just about kill things off, I would think. But Thompson still trying hard to work the ball out. As it was coming out, umpire had blown the whistle and is going to have another ball up, which will take place.
Exactly right, Smithy. Next goal is the biggest goal in the context of this match.
Yes, ball from that contest, picked up. Jarvis tries to boot the ball, does so. Tapped, kept alive. Jose runs onto it. He delivers the ball towards centre wing, and Cam is there and he takes the mark. He needs to be the next bloke in the line, but the ball's going towards Hennessy. Out the back, Dixon will lead in the race for the ball. Looks to give the handball. Fade one way, went back with the handball the other side. It's nice in the hands of Simmons. He goes across the goal. I'll tell you what, this is dangerous. Lowe was good enough to pick the ball up. Bissenden has it now, and he goes wide, and Mulville has found space for himself and takes the mark. So Austin Mulville, far side of the ground. A little bit of time and space, kicks the ball down the ground. McLeod made the contest, did that nicely. Again, they have some numbers out there. Ball comes to ground. They were coming over the top. Jarvis got in underneath, and that was some good work. And it's going to be held up once again. Umpire to come in. Almost 20 minutes gone. It is Thompson, 7 goals, 6. East Geelong, 9-7.
Nerves are getting to everyone here. It's a mark you'd never see P drop before, but it was well done from Kerr. Here goes McLeod. He comes up at the ball. Good, quick hands. Spiteri. Now McFadden. He lost control of the ball. He gathers it back now to Spiteri. Now inside the forward 50. He's looking for Kerr.
Oh, wow.
He has kicked, is it 4 or 5?
He's kicked 4.
He's kicked 4. This will be for his 5th. And to bring Thompson within 7 points. Every time they go inside forward 50, they're looking for him. I'm going to go out and right say he's been the best player on the ground today. And he's keeping Thompson in this match. And he's single-handedly trying to pull his team over the line.
Well, I got 2 bits of news for you guys if he kicks it.
Geordie Cam from 25 metres. He's kicked it. He's kicked his 5th. He's brought him within 7 points. 21 minutes gone this last quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance. It's in Jackson McLeod's 300th.
So the first bit of news, gentlemen. First time that Jordan Cam has kicked 5 goals since round 6, 2023 against Anarchy. That was the boring stuff. Here's the exciting bit of news. The finals race between 8 teams has now been cut down to 7 teams because that's it at Geelong West Oval. It is finished in a draw. Werribee are now out of the finals race. So, Thompson fans, if you're listening at the ground, whether you want to tell the players or not, life has just gotten a little easier for them, but only marginally. They're still 2 goals away.
They still need to win the game of football.
What a result. Who would have thought?
So back in the middle we go once again. If we had said that they're going to get this close at the start of the date, I see we'd had rocks in your head. Contest there, free kick's being given. It's going to go Thompson's way. And it will go to Jarvis right in the middle of the ground. So Jarvis now has the ball. And he can deliver the ball long into their forward line. He's going to be asked to go back now over the mark. Ball is going to have to come back once again.
Who do you reckon he's going to look for?
Well, I know what I'd be looking for.
So 9-11-65 was the final score for both sides at Geelong West Oval.
So now Jarvis, that kick wasn't great off the boot, sitting in front of the contest. Mark wasn't taken out there, picked up by Freeman, had to get the ball away and did so. Umpire said it was incorrect.
The ball.
Don't say anything, Daniel Freeman. Just let the ball run because you've still got the ball in your end of the ground. These blokes will sip the ball around here. They're going to go out wide. Dangerous kick will be okay. Steele comes up from behind and he takes the mark. Wants to go now and plays on. He goes along the boundary line. This time a little bit longer. Osbrook, ball gets out the back, picked up. Well, Ezard tried to pick the ball up. Out the back to Crombie. He can't pick the ball up either. Picked up. Oh, it was nice work there. Thompson, they looked like to get the ball through. And it's going to be held up once again. That was Eden who had the ball. And he tried to force his way through the contest.
So, ball up now. Back 50 with Thompson. Here's Spiteri. Can he get out of the tackle? He handballs. He handballs to the wrong team. Now a flying shot at goal. It looks online. It bounces and goes through for a behind. So 8-6-54 to 9-8. 62. We've gone 23 minutes in this last quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance and Thompson have gone quickly. Here's McFadgen. Handball misses now. It's an opportunity for Mulville. Can he find a target? He handballs back to Crombie. He usually finds a target inside forward 50. Thompson, gallant in defence. It's going to be a mark. So it's going to go to East Geelong. It's going to be a shot from no more than 25 metres out, pretty much directly in front. And this could kill Thompson's momentum with this goal. See the player. Is it Lemper? Alex?
That is Lemper.
Yep. So Ryan Lemper from no more than 25 metres, pretty much directly in front. Kicks straight over the umpire's hat. 8-6-54. The 10-8. 68 gives them some breathing room, and with 24 minutes gone, that could be game to darts.
Well, Ryan Lemper, he won't have to pay for a beer at Inverleigh or Anarchy tonight if he happens to be passing. Bit of breathing space for those two teams in the top 5. Bellpost still 6th on the ladder, on the live ladder, and then Thompson are still 7th. So Thompson, they can still make it if they lose today, but it's not looking good.
So we're back in the middle of the ground.
And I take it we won't be going to Werribee next week. So
No, not now. Not now. Although Anarchy's still a chance, so we might have to consider that. Ball now thrown up in the middle of the ground. Ball from that contest comes out, picked up. Mulville goes outside, ends up in the hands of Osbrook. Osbrook kicks the ball back into their half-forward line. Lemper again leading in the race for the ball, gets towards the boundary line. Little bit of time and space. Handball comes up over the top. Went looking towards Payne, missed the target. Ball goes back. Cam picked the ball up. Handball's back inside, and again Thompson, they try and run the ball from their defensive end, but being held up this time, though, although ball has been kept alive, comes out the back, picked up Eden once again, kick smothered. Ball goes back towards the boundary line and has gone over, so a throw-in which will take place out there on the far side. Bellpost still in front of Inverleigh.
All right. I'll have to change this live ladder now.
Well, that's changed very quickly because that wasn't the case before, but it's now 8-point margin, so I'm not too sure where that game's at either. So all games coming to a close here, and ball now picked up out there. Thompson, they drip the ball back towards centre forward. Steele stand under it. Yes, he was interfered with there, and he will be the recipient of the free kick. So Steele, again, just outside their defensive 50. Looking to transfer a play across the ground. He's going to come this side. McLean is out there by himself, and he will go back now. So they're just going to run some time off the clock now. And it's all theirs to lose as Dixon now has the ball. He's going to chip the ball. Another dangerous kick. And Monaghan, I don't know what, they've been lucky with a few of those, but he's been able to win the mark and or free kick.
Injured Thompson player as well, Jake
So
Butler.
ball goes back across, and McLean goes back and Steele. Sabi's in the back pocket if they want to risk one. Although this time Steele yes, he will go short. Sobey is in the back pocket. I know you train for these sort of things, but only takes one missed kick and danger starts to happen. The ball this time a little bit longer out of defence. Picked up low, just drives, boot the ball, kicks long outside 50, Lowndes up over the top of Hobbs, couldn't take the mark, picked up Crombie, I should say, kicks the ball along the ground towards Ezard. He has plenty of time to pick the ball up. Went outside with the handball, running the boundary line. Ball's kicked back into a dangerous spot. Mark gets out the back. Well, it's going to be a chance. Ollis picks the ball up, and he kicks back towards goal and through for a minus score. So they move now to 10-9 East Geelong. Thompson 8 goals 6 and almost 28 minutes gone. Final quarter.
There's been maybe 4 or 5 goals in this last quarter, so it won't be a short one, but definitely won't be more than 5 minutes or so to go. So if Thompson want to be any chance, they've got to go coast to coast here. Here goes Jose out of fullback, goes long in the path, and guess who? Geordie Cam. And he's going to wheel and go towards centre wing just in front of us. It's going to be a one-on-one and a good fist over the boundary line. It was from Dixon. He was playing on Hannessy, and the other forward was Freeman down there. Simmons has had him for most of the day as ball's going to come back in now. So if Thompson want to be any chance here, they're going to go now. Kick a goal from this stoppage as McLeod goes down for the goal square. Who knows? Maybe for the last time. There's the ball back in now. And it's going to be another stoppage at Thompson's 50.
What do you mean last time? Thompson's had 45-minute quarters this year. We'll be right.
There's the ball back in. Jarvis. Handball out to Russell. Russell deep inside the 50. It's going to stay in. And
Steele in the back pocket.
From Steele.
So Beardsall's playing forward. Steele's in the back. Everyone just go anywhere.
Nerves off. There's the ball kicked down. Jarvis has got to go the fist to Sobey. Well rode by Monaghan and then handball out. It's going to end up with Crombie. Crombie throws it on the boot. Humpage has got a lot to do here. He drops the mark. Now he's got to clean up. He can't quite. He does get the ball and then he gets a handball out. Although it's not the most effective. One comes to Eden. Can Eden get a handball out? He can. Humpage there as well. And then a great tackle from Humpage on that occasion to Lowndes. How's the umpire sent it? No, he's gone.
Geelong free kick.
So it's going to be a free kick to Lowndes. He's going to send them deep inside their forward 50. It's not a bad kick. McFadgen coming across. Got a hand in. Hobbs now. He's just going to go the small torp. Gets over Butler's head. Comes towards the middle of the ground. McLeod's man fell over. Hannessy can get around him. He can. Handball back. Here's McLeod. Kicks over the top as the siren goes. 29 minutes gone in that last quarter. 8-6-54. East Geelong come out victors on Jackson McLeod's 300th and spoil their party. 10-9-69. The goal kicker, Smithy.
Yep, goal kickers for the day, and a good effort there from Jordan Cam. He had 5 of their 8. The others to McLeod, Hobbs, and to Butler. And for East Geelong, 3 to Ezard, 2 to Steele, 2 to Lemper, and 1 each to Beardsall, Crombie, and Caleb Lowndes. Take a short break, come back, and we will have scores hopefully from around the ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Game we just had, and we might just quickly go back to the ground for a second. Jackson McLeod, 300 games. It all started on this ground, round 1, 2006. 3-time premiership player, interleague captain, one of the greatest to ever put on a Thompson jumper, chaired off. And mathematically, he could still be a 4-time senior premiership captain, but let's not worry about that for a second. Let's celebrate the career that is Jackson McLeod. And Dale, Team of the Year captain in a year where Thompson were a bottom 2 side as well. Speaks volumes of the player.
Yeah, no, look, mate, he's been a good footballer. He's a good kid too. and he deserves everything he got here this afternoon. Unfortunately, the result probably wasn't where they needed to be, but gee, the effort they put up to get to this close was nothing short of remarkable. As I said, walking the gate today, I know the weather wasn't great, but I was looking at a pretty big margin along the way. So yeah, I reckon it's been a pretty good effort that they put up this afternoon. As I said, we just look at results going around the other grounds, and at this stage, I just said most games are still underway, but we know that the Giants and Werribee have made tied there this afternoon. Winchelsea 105 lead Bannockburn 67. Thompson, we got that score here. Inverleigh 63, Belpost Hill 78. So that game is still live and going. And Anarchy currently 77, lead North Geelong on 44. So
at that Belpost Hill Inverleigh game, we've actually got the isolated final quarter score. Belpost Hill 5-4-34, Inverleigh 3 behind. So it'd be interesting to see if wind or injury or what the outcome is there. But
you got 28 scoring shots to 18 too. So they've obviously Belpost Hill have peppered away, but Inverleigh have held sway for a long part of that game. So,
and this is where again I promised you guys one last time with the live ladder, but good news for Thompson because throughout my commentary today of this mathematics. Thompson was 7th on the ladder, but if Belpost Hill can hold on here, Thompson are back to 6th on percentage. Still a game out below Anarchy, assuming Anarchy will beat North Geelong, which is looking the case now.
You would think that's the case. They've had similar shots, but they lead by 33 points.
Yeah, and we're just about to get another update from Belpost Hill. We're just getting our correspondent Sean Jervis typing it now. But yeah, so live ladder would say East Geelong remain on top. Belmont Lions close in. Those two will be equal. North Geelong have gone from equal on top, 3rd on percentage, to now just outright 3rd with 48 premiership points. Belpost Hill will be on 44. Anarchy, who have not played finals since I was in Belmont kindergarten in 1999. And toddler, look, first steps, what were you?
99,
Yeah.
-5.
-5, okay. I thought you were older. There you go. Final score, Belpost Hill 10-18-78, Inverleigh 9-9-63. So there you have it. Thompson and Inverleigh are both one game out of the 5 with a round to go. Thompson travelling to Bannockburn, and the Hawks, I'm off the top of my head, guys.
East Geelong.
They're heading to East Geelong. So we've got 6 games of the rounds next week. But
It's going to be very entertaining.
now that those 2 games have finished up, we've had a draw. I said on hashtag Giddy Up this morning, the closest margin today would be at Geelong West Oval. So Andy and Mitch, if you're listening, it's a draw. I called it. But how did you guys see this game?
Mate, I enjoyed the game of football, no doubt about it. As I said, when I came here, I just thought it would be a one-sided affair and East Geelong would run away with it. But obviously, Thompson obviously went out with instructions to basically defend the game as best they possibly could, and they did that to the extreme. And they actually gave themselves a bit of a chance, not only once or twice during that course of the game to win it, but obviously right up till the very end. As I said, a couple of things go their way, and things can obviously change in the game of football, as we all know. But they did an extremely good job. Jordan Cam was sensational up forward. There's no doubt about that. He obviously, Jacko McLeod was up there. They started with Dan Freeman down back. He went up forward, and we know that he can obviously turn a game, like some other footballers during the course in about a 5-minute period can kick 2 or 3. He only kicked, I don't think he kicked any today, but he's a dangerous footballer when he's up there. But as I said, they would have to be very proud of their effort they put up today. And again, you speak to people and they say East Geelong's the best side they played all year. And I know the conditions weren't great, but we could get them during finals football. Yet they've been run to 15, what is it, 15 points, 15 thereabouts, by nearly a reserve side of football from Thompson. So
Makes you worry, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you start to think about, did they come in? Did they have the same thought as we had? We just go through the motions of football and we're just going to win the game of footy. But that wasn't the case. So they'll always sit back. The first time I've seen them chip the ball as much as they did today, whether that's something they're trying to put in place, as you said, to go to St Albans at the end of the year. I know Belpost Hill have done it for years, but they do it a little bit slower. They don't seem to be as rushed as what East Geelong did. I can understand that the first 1 or 2 times you do it, it's all good. But the third and fourth time,
Yep.
you're starting to take risk, and the percentages say that you have to make one little mistake, and if you're still in their defensive end and someone can pick the ball up, you're going to find yourself in trouble. And that's the same through the middle of the ground. Once it gets past the middle of the ground, if you want to do that little bit of play to get yourself closer to goal, I can live with that. But when you're through the back line and in your middle of your ground, you turn the ball over, one player gets out of position, 3 men out the back who hasn't done the work that he should have done by pushing up and making a contest, and all of a sudden that whole 6 or 7 possessions is turned over and you've got a goal being scored against you. And again, if you do that and enough in finals football, you can actually hurt yourself by doing it. But I'm not too sure whether their game plan they've gone to, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
You could tell I was improvising when I said it, but if you reckon there's currency in it, we'll go with it. Look at the top 3 sides right now. North Geelong chip it round.
Yep.
Right? They've lost to a team outside of the 5 today. East Geelong chip it round. Like you said, 1 kick too many. They didn't lose today, but it was a modest win.
Yep.
And that's the most diplomatic way of putting it.
Is that the conditions, though? Is that because...
Well, hold on. I'm just making a comparison.
Yeah.
The third team on top of the table, Belmont Lions, and I understand Corio probably aren't as competitive as Thompson and Anarchy. Nonetheless, yes, they can work the ball around. They've got the best skills, and they've got some of the best players in the comp, like Eddie and pretty much all of them, right?
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I don't find them playing as cute of footy. I find them doing that 2 chips and then slingshot straight to where they need it. Jack Evans, Ben McPherson, they're all ready to go. And they do it because when you go to training at Belmont, even though they've got a narrow ground, they use 2/3 of the ground to practice something that they would do for 1/2 of St. Albans. So after, I'm going to say 12 weeks of me telling everyone it's going to be a Northeast Grand Final. Sorry, Belmont fans, I owe you an apology. I think from what I've seen today, I think Belmont Lions are the front runner.
Definitely very well summed up there, Alex, and good assessment from you as well, Dale. I think it was one of the most entertaining games I've watched this year as well. You can tell that every Thompson player went out there with the intention of trying to win for Jacko McLeod and his 300th for sure. So they had a great crack for him. It didn't eventuate, but yeah, I think it's we say 15, 16 out, whatever it is. It makes you think about East Geelong, and I think Thompson, their role players were really good today, and that was the difference. It's their bottom players when they're down, they're not playing as well, but they definitely all played a role today. And even players like McFadgen had his moments. Humpage, Borland I thought was alright. Even Ciroli, I think it was his debut. So yeah, like they played their role as well. My questions on East Geelong is the number one is Sobey, if he's not 100% fit, or because it just seemed like when Jarvis got on top in the ruck, he started dictating terms, and it was almost like Wilson last week from Inverleith. He was just, and then they were winning it out of the middle, and he wasn't getting to the contests around the ground either. He was only getting to the center stoppages. So, look, I'm not sure about if they have another ruck option they can do, or if Smith comes back in, then can you send Ezard or Steele into the ruck as well? So that just shows how much of a big out Zach Smith is. We think it's just a short-term injury. If it is, it might just be some awareness. They might have thought, as most of us did, that they will just roll over Thompson today and they can rest Zach Smith. But obviously, it just shows how important he is for their team.
Though.
Yeah, exactly.
You want some continuity going into finals.
Exactly, yeah. So he's going to want to be playing next week for sure. And if
the other one you're talking about there was with Sobey, as I said. Benny Melville has been doing a bit of their rugby in the middle of the ground. So
maybe he's a better option.
Well, it was interesting because I don't think Caleb Bezard went into the ruck at all, and I think Sobey's done that all himself, bar a couple of little short stints on the bench.
Yeah.
So, and at that stage, I think maybe that's where Benny Melville can be really important for them, because as I said, they're going to need that extra bigger bloke to go into the middle of the ground. So,
and you could tell he was getting gassed at the end of it. Obviously, Thompson, they go inside forward 50. You can send Geordie Cam in there in the ruck, where you could just see that. I reckon only Ezard a few times went in the ruck, but yeah, they do need, because it's too much of a workload for one person for Sobey. But better players.
Well, hang on, I'm going to ask you two something. It's the top 5 set. Anarchy's in now. Thompson and Inverleith are out of it, and we put a line through Werribee. So when we look at those three sides, Anarchy's now a game secured inside it. Hawks are playing the Eagles, who will probably get McIntyre back. Thompson are playing Bannockburn. And did Bannockburn get up on Winchelsea? Or
Winch were easy winners out there. I think at some stage I did look, they were still quite a margin out there. So
Winchelsea beat Bannockburn.
So Thompson are a good chance to compete against Bannockburn if these players come back next week.
Well, even if they just played the way they did today, I feel like that would be good enough to beat Bannockburn.
So is Thompson playing? I'll put the pressure.
But then they also
pressure on you
Anarchy
in
also
those colours.
Anarchy also have to beat. Would have to beat
Werribee
at Werribee. So that's a tough ask. But then does the result for them not being able to play finals? Would they then next? Because can Werribee still play finals?
No.
So they're done.
Yeah.
Would they could change and maybe play? Yeah, I'm gonna go.
And remember, Werribee top of the table for reserves.
Yeah, that's exactly
right. So I'm going to ask you one more time, Arch. I
don't think it's.
You're following John Mitchell's footsteps in politics, but you need to follow his footy stuff. Does Thompson finish in the top 5?
Yes.
Very good. There you go. You just got yourself a free drink at the bar. Wasn't that hard? Me and Dal don't have to answer.
Yeah, no. I honestly couldn't tell you now because I said it's the season 2 weeks ago for me was done and dusted and it couldn't have changed.
Yeah. You shouldn't have said that 6 weeks ago.
Well, there's been a lot of curveballs thrown up. As I said, the results that
no chance.
Yeah. The results
3 months ago.
The results that I didn't expect to happen happened, and as I said, it wasn't just on one occasion. Like it's happened 2 or 3 times. So, yeah, no, it's definitely opened the season up. It's good that we're still sitting here now. And we still can't decide who's going to be the top 5. Obviously, Belpo still now with that win and Corio last game at home. You would think that obviously that's going to be done and dusted. But so it's really only that 5th position. Can Inverleigh go out and beat East Geelong on today's performance? Well, you probably think they're a fair chance. What more can East Geelong do to dish up or change around their fortunes? Obviously, a couple of players may come back in. Smith, does he come back in? Nolan didn't play today. McIntyre didn't play today. Benny Mulville didn't play today. Do they put those 4 blokes back in next week if they're not quite right? Again, does it come down to a point situation because they played 40 or 40 today? But I think Smith would be a 1-pointer. Benny Mulville will be a 1-pointer. McIntyre definitely a 1-pointer. Who was the other one we mentioned? Jacob Nolan. I reckon he'd probably have to be pretty close to it as well. So they're not going to lose anything there by what they bring back in. They've got some players there which can work, and it just makes, I suppose, Inverleigh's job a little bit harder. And I suppose the clash of the country and the City Tigers, I'm sure that Bannockburn would love to finish Thompson's season off by not letting them win, and I'm sure Werribee probably is the same with Anarchy, because they're pretty much the closest rivals they have down the highway. So interesting.
Even if you can't make it, you can shape it. The finals.
There we go. Very good. So votes. I'm gonna. I might start things off as the cameo. I'm going to give 1 vote for his second quarter to Jeremy Ollis. I thought he was sensational. First time I've seen him play in this league. My 2 votes are going to Ryan Lemper. Apologies to both Osselbrook and McLean, but my 3 votes go to 1 Jordan Cam from the Thompson Football and Netball Club.
You go next.
Righto, I'm giving 1 vote to Jose today. I thought the start of the game when Thompson needed to be up and about, I think he was very, very good. And I think he continued his work after half-time. I gave 2 votes to Jordan Cam. I thought his 5 goals up forward was nothing short of brilliant. And he said, every time I see him, this bloke continues to impress me. And my 3 votes I gave to Austin Mulville today. I thought his job through the middle of the ground for East Geelong, and then obviously went forward, and he can obviously play back and got a number of possessions. So he was my 3 votes today.
I gave 1 vote to Jeremy Ollis. I thought his all-around game, especially in the second quarter, but I thought when the game was up for grabs, and I thought he got unlucky a few times with some free kicks as well, but he kept competing all day, in and under, and especially when those conditions weren't favourable. So he was definitely one of the ones who got the game on east side. My 2 votes I've gone for Jose. I thought he started the game magnificently and kind of willed Thompson along, a mature head in the middle of the ground. His disposal was good, and I thought he was really clean at ground level as well. And then my 3 votes, undoubtedly, I thought Jordan Cam crashed the pack all day. Even if he didn't make it, he was playing 1 against 3, 1 against 4, 1 against 5 sometimes, and he still made a contest. I thought he just shows how that's why you go out and you have a big preseason, because look at him last year and look at him this year. He just keeps getting better and better and better. His skills are better. He's covering the ground well. He's stronger than he was. And yeah, I thought his 5 goals and probably goes along with 25 disposals as well. Best on ground effort to Jordan Cam.
Fantastic. Now, I've got it duck out. We've got the top of the table A-grade clash, so give me 1 minute to thank the sponsors, and then I'm going to leave you two to pick where we go next week. So big thank you to Morris Finance, Nathan, Tiffany, Jackson do a great job there. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, we're just down the road. We might have to stop there for dinner, actually. Raiders Bingo, I'll stop there for a game as well. Elders Insurance, Routley's Pie. That was a fantastic few contenders there. We'll be interested to see who we pick on the socials. Connectal, what a fantastic job they do. A few contenders for the Connectal Goal of the Day. Elastoplast, the Como Hotel, the Yards Hotel, the Hoffman Hotel, while Geordie Cam, he will be heading there, I assume. Victory Trophy, Sirocco Travel, PNR Foods, Kempe Engineering. We got the Kempe Engineering Read the Play, Play of the Day for the footballers, and the 7-shooter challenge for the netballers. Dale, I know you're all over that every week on Instagram and promote it trophies. Exactly. Exactly. So that's
I'm
it.
talking about Instagram. What's that?
Yeah, that's it for that. I'll join you guys off there to find out where you're heading next week. But let's hope Richard from Werribee is back in this chair. And boys, thank you very much for letting me have a crack this afternoon.
Pleasure to have you, Alex.
That's it, boss, mate. It's always a pleasure to have you back in the box. As I said, hopefully the man from up the highway will be feeling a lot better than he was this time yesterday, and he hopefully improving as the week rolls on.
What are your thoughts next week?
Well, we probably think that I think there's only 2 games we can either go and see. Werribee Centrals versus Anarchy. Werribee probably out of the finals, so I'm probably leaning towards East Geelong and Inverleigh, where East Geelong need to win the game to obviously finish still on top of the ladder, and Inverleigh need to win the game to, I think, make finals football.
Definitely.
I think that probably has the biggest outcome for us.
No arguments from me. I reckon
so that's where we'll be heading to, East Geelong versus Inverleigh next week. So to everyone out there this afternoon that's been listening to us or viewing online, we appreciate your efforts that you take the time to do that. We hope you enjoyed our call here this afternoon. And until next week, when we venture out to East Geelong, we hope your week is good and positive. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.